everybody. Welcome to 4Player Podcast. This is episode 466. It's July 28th, 2016. My name is Nick Henderson. And to my right is, of course,
Hello,
Brad.
I'm Brad. I got to do this quick because, some people who screen the podcast need you to say your name.
Shut up. Crispy's here as well.
Hey, I'm here as well.
Christopher Guthridge.
Yeah, that's
And
my name for registration purposes.
Yeah. I don't think we need to start.
Hurry, Chris Davis, go!
I'm not going anywhere.
We don't
I'm
have
not
much time.
I'm not traveling,
First 30
so-
seconds.
All right, you made it.
We already got our PAX badges, so I don't think we have to worry about that. E3 is it's still, many months away.
But I will send out a hearty hello to all our listeners.
Hello to everyone watching us live over at 4pp.tv. Thank you for joining us this evening. I do have a few things I'd like to say before we get started. One of which being, next week we're not going to have a podcast. Instead, we're going to opt to do a board game night.
Oh, fuck yeah, I love board game night.
We're a little overdue for a board game night, so we're gonna do that next week. We're gonna be playing. Oh, is that why you had this box up here?
Dead of Winter.
We're gonna be playing Dead of Winter next week. It's a board game. We'll be doing that next Thursday night.
It's a zombie survival game. It's kind of like, what's that XBLA one?
But give it a chance.
Chris
State
Davis.
of Decay?
It's like State of Decay, the game.
In board game form.
The board.
Yeah.
State of Decay was
Yeah,
already
State of Decay
game.
is a game.
If we have some extra time, I would like to see if we can play that Sheriff of Nottingham game.
If
Yeah.
we have extra time,
If we have extra time.
that's a big if, but perhaps.
Maybe we'll play some Geek Out.
No. Anyways, so we'll be doing that next Thursday. That's August 3rd or 4th or something along those lines. Same time and place as the usual podcast, but no podcast. Nodes 12 subscribed for 32 months in a row. Thank you.
Nodes,
Nodes.
wow. Thank
Much
you.
appreciated.
Thank you, sir, and or madam.
I'd like to go ahead and put out a call, one of which being we're looking for new quick read articles for the site. We have one up right now from Haas 3000 about stories and games. Check it out. It's on 4playernetwork.com. But we are of course looking for any quick read articles. Those are literally 500 words or less. Anything video game related that you want to talk about, you can send it our way and we'll post it on the front page of the site.
I had a thought the other day about quick reads.
Sure. What's your
if
thought?
somebody were to do a top 5, what if we made it into a video and we narrated it?
That is a possibility,
I think that'd be kind of cool.
which we can talk about. Let's see if anybody wants to do a top 5 of some kind. Top 5s would probably make a good quick read. They're quick.
top 5 games you think the staff would like to play or should play.
There's one. That's actually,
And then we read them, and that's a video?
Yeah.
That's
Or
not a pretty good
replay
idea.
them. That's actually not a bad idea. Something we're gonna get like 50 quick read submissions. They're all gonna be that.
I want Brad to play Yakuza 5.
Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take this opportunity at the top of the show here to announce the winner of our July giveaway. In July, so like we mentioned, we gave away a copy of Mirror's Edge Catalyst to Equinoxinator last month.
Equinoxinator.
And this month we were giving away a copy of Inside on Steam.
Inside, that's a fantastic
That is a
game.
so
fantastic
good.
game. I have actually already reached out to this person. I have not heard back yet, so he has 48 hours to claim his prize. If not, we're going to draw another name.
We're going to redeem it and then throw it away.
But the winner this month is on the website on 4playernetwork.com. He is known as Mocking Mo.
Mocking Mo.
Mocking Mo.
Who the
Mocking.
I love Mocking Mo.
I have no idea who Mocking Mo actually is, but thank you very much. He left a comment on episode 463.
What was his comment?
It was actually something about Fury that inspired, because we were talking about Fury that episode, and had inspired a question about how we feel about PlayStation Plus freebies and things like that. So he left that comment on the post, and we'll be hopefully hearing from him within the next 48 hours. Otherwise, we'll draw a new name and we'll let everybody know. But otherwise, that means we're going to be doing a new giveaway in August.
We're gonna be giving away a copy of a Bad Rat Show. Is that it?
Bad Rat Show.
No,
Ooh.
no, that is not what we're doing. God damn it. We're going to be giving away a copy of No Man's Sky in August.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
That's a good second pick. Yeah.
what? Shut up, Chris.
Man.
We're going to give away a copy of No Man's Sky.
We should
in
give
August.
away a copy of Metroid Prime Federation Force.
Oh, God, no.
Signed by
is that out
Brad.
next month?
Yeah.
Anyways, all you have to do to enter is same thing we always do. All you got to do is either leave a comment with some feedback on any one of our podcast episodes that post throughout the month of August. You can retweet the podcast tweets when they go out, usually on Saturday mornings when the podcast goes live. Or you can write a quick read article, which I just mentioned a few minutes ago, and submit that. And even if it doesn't get picked and posted on the front page, if you submit something, we'll enter you in the drawing. So, anyways, like I said, No Man's Sky. That's what we'll be giving away in August. So check that out. Now,
Fuck yeah.
we're going to talk about some games today. I know Crispy and Brad have both been playing Quadrilateral Cowboy.
Quadrilateral.
So we'll get to that in a second.
I'm waiting for it.
I do want to read a few comments from last week's episode, of course, because that's what we're doing now. Any comments left in the show? If the feedback, questions, thoughts on anything we talk about during the show, we will address promptly at the start of each show. So, from last week, our first comment comes from Liam Dupreez. What?
MGS made it funny.
You know what?
It is true. We do have a copy
Wait.
of The Division to give away.
What, on Steam?
I don't even know if those codes are still valid anymore.
Man,
Oh, who
maybe
knows?
maybe if I get my computer fixed, I'll take it.
I'll take it. I'll fight you, Nick.
He gave y'all codes.
I play multiplayer.
I give
know.
you all codes, and you didn't even bother to use them.
Sorry.
I
All right.
spent 4 whole cents on those.
yeah, the fucking...
Yeah.
I think I did redeem mine, actually.
Anyways, first comment from last week comes from Liam Dupreez. He said, because we were talking, someone had asked a question about, what game have you ever played a game where like the ending has taken a left turn and like left a sour taste in your mouth?
Yeah.
And this is actually one that I didn't think to mention, but it's a good one. He says, one of the biggest left turns in a story that I can remember in recent memory was Outlast. Anyone here play that?
Yeah.
All the way through?
Yeah.
I love that game, by the way. But it says, last 15 minutes of that game takes such an interesting, intense story and makes it almost Cabin in the Woods-esque, destroying the game's tension and build-up. And he's not wrong on the... If you've played that game, like, the last chunk of that game goes super Cabin in the Woods.
I don't know what that means.
Have you seen Cabin in
I
the
haven't
Woods?
seen Cabin in the Woods. Don't spoil it for me.
Oh
My
my
God.
God.
I've never seen it.
Okay.
We learn, I expect this out of you with video games, but now we're talking about film, geeky films. What's wrong with you?
You should be ashamed of
Brad,
yourself.
I don't have to prove myself to you.
No, I mean, you should feel bad about this.
Why don't you
movie.
go fuck yourself, Brad?
What was that delay?
In the sink.
You should go fuck yourself.
You should really watch that. Maybe this weekend.
Oh,
Perhaps.
man.
I'm sure I'd like.
No,
I'm sure I would.
you have a lot of friends. Some
That
like
movie is,
geeky
like, made
stuff.
for you.
I'm really surprised you have not seen that movie. That is legitimately surprising.
know, I
Unless you have a
know.
bug up your ass about it. I know you hate.
don't.
What's his face? Who's
I
the
don't have a bug up my
who's
ass about
the
it.
dude who? Not the dude who made it, but the dude who was attached to it.
I don't know.
The Firefly guy.
Joss
You-
Whedon?
You hate Joss Whedon.
I
right?
hate Joss Whedon. I hate Firefly. I hate everything good in life. You're right.
I'm going to
You're right.
attempt to rope this
That's why
back
I'm
in.
a DC fan over Marvel, right? Because I
Faust-
hate things that are good.
Faust says,
right, Brad?
Yeah.
Damn it, Crispy. You peaked the mics.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, I'm going to attempt to rein this back in for a second because Outlast 2 is coming out this year. I'm very, very excited for that game. It's supposed to come out later this year.
It doesn't feel like it at all.
Well, I mean, it's an indie horror game. Like what? I mean, they're always pretty low profile. I don't know.
This
Point
isn't
is,
low
I'm
profile.
very excited for that. And not that I didn't necessarily like the ending of Outlast, it just really wasn't at all what I was expecting. I would call it a left turn. I don't know if it ruined the experience for me, but I would like them to maybe try something new at the ending for Outlast 2. I'd hope it doesn't go that crazy. Anyways,
On a side note, did y'all hear about The Woods?
yes,
Yeah.
the Blair Witch. How it's
Yeah.
the Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Did they screen the whole movie at Comic-Con?
Evidently, yeah, and it's supposedly really
And
stinking
they didn't
good.
even tell them that it was
Yeah.
a Blair Witch sequel
They just started watching it
before
and
they
then-
started watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. I'm kind of interested. I'm
Yeah, I'd
interested to
watch
watch
that.
Supposed to be pretty good.
Next one comes from Necro Techno. Says this episode Nick mentioned the problems with Mirror's Edge shooting mechanics. Perhaps this is a matter of game development ignorance, but I like to believe that the poor shooting controls. By the way, I was talking about the original Mirror's Edge
Right.
because you can't pick up guns
Right.
in Mirror's Edge
Catalyst.
catalog.
Which is strange.
He says, perhaps this is game development ignorance on my part, but I like to believe the poor shooting controls were an intentional design choice. I choose to believe that her poor shooting ability comes from the designer's intention of the players to avoid using guns and instead attempt to bypass enemies with free-running mechanics. which I think is kind of. They gave you the ability to pick up guns in that game.
I think what you're implying when you say that is that they like meticulously sat and like planned out the shooting of mechanics of the game and decided exactly how to make it feel like she doesn't really know how to shoot a gun.
Crispy.
But that's not what happened. What happened was they decided that shooting wasn't going to be a big part of the game, so they didn't spend a lot of time working on it. So it feels underdeveloped.
But it's dice.
But it's not. I mean,
I know, but like.
That doesn't mean that they're not just
code.
taking. I mean, but it's a different game.
I mean, I don't think it's as easy as copying and pasting
Same
the code.
engine.
First of all, second of all, like they put the ability for her to pick up guns in that game, and there are artistic ways they could have illustrated that she is not good at using guns, but instead it just feels like you should be able to use them, but it's just clunky and there wasn't a lot of time or thought put into it, and it just feels completely half-assed. And what they ended up doing with Catalyst is completely ditching those entirely. They went with the whole the story trope of like, you know, everyone's gun is an ID and like it's unique to that
genetically locked,
so you can't pick up people's guns, and you don't even stop to think about it. Like
that game is a nice thing to have in the real world.
But that game is all about building momentum and speed, and any moment in Mirror's Edge 1 when you stop to try and pick up a gun, it completely destroyed your momentum. It was terrible.
Yeah.
So I think removing that entirely from Catalyst was a really smart decision.
Yeah.
Why does that technology not exist in modern guns? Like some sort of like at least fingerprint.
Oh, the technology
unlocking.
exists.
Yeah.
It's just batshit expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen ones where like you have to wear a ring.
I mean,
for
the fact
gun to work.
that they have it on your phone now.
Yeah, it can't be that expensive.
Yeah.
I
I
don't-
bet it's the gun lobby suppressing it.
Actually, part of it is. But
It's just the way that like General Motors and Ford bought up all the hydrogen car patents and electric car patents.
Exactly. All right. These last two for this week are kind of directed towards Crispy.
Oh no.
This first one's from Hoff 3000. He's the guy who wrote our quick read article. It's up right now about the stories and games.
Oh no, what did I do?
But he wrote, this is just a side. He missed something. He says, maybe I am late to the party,
Okay.
but why is there this push for Crispy to complete every Metroidvania ever made? I just figured maybe you'd want to answer his question.
You know, that's weird because I hadn't really thought about it. I guess
It was your
It
choice.
It just felt so right.
No, what
wasn't
happened was
really your choice.
what happened was I finished Super Metroid and really fucking dug it, and I was in a good space to try Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and when I finished that and was really into it, that's when I was like, you know what, I can't get enough of this shit, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to do. It was basically one good game leading to another good game, leading to like me just wanting to try the whole genre. Is what it was.
Well, I mean, I also feel like you missed a lot of those games. You know,
Yeah,
a lot of
sure.
great things that you've not experienced. And
For sure, and I mean, I'm
if there's
I'm going strong and I
if there's
fucking love
one
it.
suggestion I give you, I think you've been playing a lot of the right games.
no.
You need to not just beat them. I think you need to go at least on some.
again.
You need to like something like Shadow Complex. I think you absolutely should have tried to 100% it.
Oh,
There's something very satisfying about getting.
Yeah,
it all,
it sounds
you know?
like if you get the full suit, it's really really cool.
Yeah, because some of the best puzzles and clever, like, tricks and stuff are tied with, some of the secrets that are optional.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially in the Prime games.
yeah. No.
Those are really hard to 100% because they tie scanning to that.
Yeah, and it's really easy to miss shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I could imagine getting fucked over by missing one little scan point, like on that little intro level that you can never go back to.
Yeah.
Also, when they say 100%ing, in some of those Metro Prime games, you're not really 100%ing.
What do you mean?
Like I technically, according to my score, 100%ed Metroid Prime Corruption,
But you
And-
didn't get everything?
but I didn't get everything
How do you know?
because I didn't scan everything,
Well, only
and
some,
I didn't get the true ending.
Well,
to the game.
there's only certain things
That's weird.
that they track, and I guess certain
Why
things
is
they don't.
you 100% of Corruption, and that's the only Metroid? Did you enjoy Corruption?
Well, he 100%.
It was all right.
It was all right.
Wait,
Okay.
you,
Oh, yeah, the other
it was
old
all
ones are
right, but you
better.
100%ed it?
The old ones are better.
I mean, it says 100 again. It says 100%. I don't think I did.
He wanted to give it a fair shake. So he played the
I mean, it
entire
was
thing.
all right. I really liked the world where you were in the clouds and you were flying around. I really
I've
enjoyed
never
that.
played that game.
It's cool.
I've still, as of yet, only played Metroid Prime 1. Maybe I'll change that one day. All right.
Yeah.
That's
Our
the only
last
Metroid Prime-
comment.
Metroid
Our
I've
last
ever played.
comment from last week's podcast comes from Miklopa.
Miklo.
This is also directed towards Crispy.
Oh dear.
We've already done this plenty of times here in the show, but he would like to. He pleads with you, Crispy. He says, "Dear Crispy, do yourself a favor.
Okay.
Play through the Uncharted series.
Okay.
At first,
Yep.
Uncharted 1 felt like it had a lot of problems, but once the story picks up, I found myself getting invested in the characters and wanting to keep playing just to see a little bit more of what happens next. 4 games later, I can finally say that I love this series, and Uncharted 4, while not my favorite of all 4, is still a brilliant game.
It took him 4 games to say that it's finally his favorite series, or
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long it took. Like, who knows how long he actually spent with the series?
I don't think that's wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think sometimes like you ruminate on something for a long time. Sometimes maybe your perspective changes a little bit over the years, and you look back and you're like, you know what? There are things about that I didn't really appreciate at the time that, in retrospect, are really really cool to me. You know, like that happens
For sure.
That's cool.
For sure.
And I assure you, Miklopa, it's on the list. It's in there.
You have a long list.
Did we
I
tell
have
you
such
it's a
a huge
Metroidvania?
This isn't even like so. Like I've got my little like Metroidvania list that's like a dozen games long, but then I've got like my real like before the end of my life master bucket list of games I want to play and complete, and that is just a fucking monster, really. But
So what he's saying
I'll
is
get
he'll play it before he dies.
before I die at some point, I will play it. I hope. Knock on green screen.
just remind him.
The people at home are like, "That's a green screen."
I will say,
Shh, all the secrets.
after Aria of Sorrow, did you play any more of that?
Well, I haven't broadcasted since I started it.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be playing more Aria of Sorrow tomorrow. Probably.
You know where you're going after that, right?
Dawn of Sorrow, or I don't know. What did you say after that?
A Link to the Past.
Link to the Past, right?
Which is a Metroidvania.
Okay.
One last thing he added to his comment. He said, "Also, I'll join the big group of people who already asked for this, but I would love to hear an Uncharted 4 spoiler cast."
Who cares?
I
Is it just one person who's obsessed with spoiler cast, or is this different?
no, there's a lot of people. A lot of people want them.
There's a small
Yeah.
faction of people pressing.
Thing is, we try and find time to do dinner time podcasts and popcorn casts. And
We're just going to have
those
to
are
add it
already
at the
tricky
end
to
of a
find time.
podcast or something.
We'll
We're already sitting here. We'll take 15 minutes at the end of a podcast to do a spoiler cast.
What if we just tacked on a movie segment at the end of every podcast?
We already do that at the beginning of the podcast.
And we don't
Oh, no, not a
want
movie
anymore.
podcast. I mean, like a spoiler.
Stranger
spoiler
Things.
cast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
By the way, I also
What-
saw Stranger Things.
What
You started it,
I almost finished. I mean, I have one episode left.
guys.
I watched.
you watch
almost,
a lot of TV.
Dude, I did not. I intended to watch one episode while I was eating dinner.
get your
I
intentions.
can't. I don't have time for Stranger Things. I'm too busy trying to play games and watch cheesy sci-fi on Netflix.
What's your
All
latest
good. All
cheesy
right.
sci-fi?
Dark Matter.
Let's.
It's not good, but I like it. I really
okay.
like it.
That is okay.
But it's not good.
Y'all heard about the Twin Peaks?
It's really
movie,
hard.
right?
Like, I'm not going to recommend anybody watch that show because you'll just think I'm a fucking idiot. But I'm enjoying it.
Speaking of fucking idiots, Nintendo made a new game and released it for free. Would y'all like to hear
Are
about
we
we
it?
really
actually
starting with that?
transitioning?
Well, I mean,
This is a
it's
really
new.
good indicator of how much we have to talk about this week. We're going to talk
Do you
about
see the lovely
Metroid.
game on the banner? Do you
Metroid-
see the lovely game on the banner, Nick?
I see it.
That's what I've been playing. Lego Bionicle people shoot the watermelon. That's what I'm playing.
Lego Bionic people shoot the watermelon.
Bionicles.
That sounds great.
That sounds sweet. This is called Metroid Prime.
Prime.
Prime Blast
Ball.
Which honestly I didn't know existed until
I didn't either.
this
They
afternoon.
released it for free. I think it's supposed to get people excited about purchasing Federation Force in a couple of weeks.
You were supposed to say it's supposed to get people excited about the next Metroid Prime game. The next core Metroid Prime game coming out this fall.
That is what the next one is.
Core Metroid game at period.
I played a little bit of it. I tried to play online, but I couldn't because the servers don't work. Because there's so many people playing this right now.
Well, it is also Nintendo.
Are you being? That's sarcasm.
It is soccer where you shoot.
It looks like Rocket League. but with
Don't say that.
God,
with
Jesus
power armor
Christ.
instead of cars.
Because the ball is large, all of a sudden it's
It looks
Rocket
like
League.
Rocket League.
No, it's because the arena looks like a fucking Rocket League arena.
It looks
It
like
does
Rocket
look like
League.
Rocket
It just
League.
means you're not. The only
But there's
difference.
been a lot of games that have these futuristic sports that always look
Whoa,
like
If
this.
the
you try
goal
and tell
gets
me,
smaller.
if you try and tell me this game is not trying to capitalize
I don't know,
on the
man.
success
That's
of
not a
Rocket
bad
League.
idea.
This looks like this has some really interesting rules and mechanics to it.
I mean, you're running
It
around.
doesn't. You shoot the ball.
So instead of driving around an arena in a go-kart or a remote control car, you're running around as a Samus-esque character.
yeah.
Do not say Samus-esque
You're
character,
playing as
you
Samus.
dickwad.
Samus S.
It's official.
That was
You're playing
Samus.
as a little bionicle
Oh my
man.
god, you shot that guy.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
so
it
like
was
the
actually-
ball hurts people too, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't just touch it. It'll-
So you have to
Correct.
shoot this glowing watermelon-looking ball into the goal.
Oh,
Yes.
Correct.
look
What
at
else do you
that.
have to say about it, Brad?
No, that's pretty much it.
What? You recorded all this footage so you could just basically
Yeah.
say it.
This
it
isn't
looks
even
like-
a real match. This is like a training one-on-one match.
Oh, these are.
There's more
bots.
footage later on.
Well, you better start finding stuff to say about it, or it's not going to make it. to that
Well, I mean,
footage.
so the main reason I downloaded this is not to play the online multiplayer. You know, let's all shoot the ball into the goal. It was more because there's like a demo, like a training demo for Federation Force, and I want to play and stream that. But it's not unlocked by default. And I have no idea how to unlock it. Hopefully, it's not playing online matches because you can't. So, like, I still have not played the thing I wanted to play when I downloaded this. So, if anybody in chat or out there, please let me know how the fuck I'm supposed to unlock the training mode, which is Federation Force.
If you're gonna do that, I want you to get drunk off your ass.
Yeah, I
right
probably
before.
should. That's a good
wait,
idea.
the training mode is Federation Force.
No,
Wait a
there's a
minute.
training mode in this game, which is actually the training mode for Federation Force,
Okay.
which comes out in a few weeks.
Wait. So these are like people in giant mechs? Like they're not like power armor like Samus?
No, I think they're exosuits.
No, but
No,
look,
they're
it's like a
mechs.
giant mech and he's like standing on its shoulder.
What exactly about?
Wait, so is Federation Force a mech game?
Yes, technically. They still have giant fucking
down.
heads.
Oh my god!
Like, you know, I would have felt better if they didn't have giant heads, just the mechs did, you know?
If they didn't look like me's.
No, but they're fucking me's. They might as well just let you make your own fucking me in this game. That's how much of a fucking abortion this is. I'm sorry.
You can't. I mean, look, we already
Did you
said
just
that we.
refer to a game as an abortion?
I don't. So, I don't know. Is anybody excited about this? Is anybody going to pick on a Federation Force?
Well,
It
you're
is an
not
online
really
co-op
selling
game.
it.
Well, this is just blast ball. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, control-wise, I think it controls fine. If they tried to make a Metroid Prime game for the 3DS
I mean,
that controlled like this, I think it would have been fine.
it kind of
like,
looks
I-
like the next Titanfall.
I think they could have made a Metroid Prime game for the 3DS.
That's-
I would not have been mad about that if it played like this, kind of, but it just looks so stupid. And you know that game's gonna come out, and it's like you're playing fucking.
It kind of looks like a Transformers game to me. Like, look, it's Bumblebee.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It's yellow. It's just so unfortunate. I would even forgive the stupid
That's
ass
Titanfall.
look of this game if it was a world like if it was a Metroid Prime game, but it's not. It's just this mission based. Go on with your friends and shoot a bunch of
can't
shit.
believe
You're not backtracking. You're not finding secrets. You're not getting upgrades. I mean, you kind of are, but not like in a Metroid style way. It's like a Borderlands game or some
I
shit.
can't believe I'm gonna say this, but this game looks like a combination of Titanfall, Rocket League, and Metroid Prime. And that is
Titanfall,
yes. Did you not like?
because you get into your mech.
Yeah, did you see it? And then the
That
little
is that was
screen,
not
like,
born with Titanfall.
No, but just the animation reminds me of Titanfall.
No, it looks like Titanfall. It looks like Titanfall. I mean, I think it's very Titanfall-esque.
Okay, y'all
If
need to
you
play
will.
more mech games.
I think
I think I'm good on mech games. To be
I think
honest.
this is the true sequel
No,
to
you're not.
Titanfall that we've been waiting
Yeah,
for.
I am.
You haven't played Steel Battalion.
I have played Steel Battalion.
Well, you actually
No,
have.
the original Steel Battalion with the big.
I mean, I
controller.
have sat down and I have put my hands on that stupid controller and
Really?
played
Oh man,
for
I've
like
never seen
10
one in
minutes.
person. Never
Oh,
seen-
I'm
And
gonna be
then-
honest. Mech games are not my cup of tea. I liked Mech Warrior back in the day,
Maybe
but
you
I
need
have
to play
since,
a good
I think
one.
I have since moved on from the genre.
Mech
Not-
Warrior? You mean Mech Assault?
No, Mech Warrior.
When did you play Mech Warrior?
I played Mech Warrior 1 and 2 back in the day.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
I am surprised.
It must have been a
one
long
of my
ass time ago.
I was real big in Mech Warrior 4.
I think.
MechWarrior 4, bro. It's all about MechWarrior 2.
On what system did you play MechWarrior on?
I believe it or not. PC.
All about shattered
Okay,
steel.
I just was
motherfuckers.
making sure you're not talking about Mech Assault.
I know.
Okay, so I'm
Mech Assault
impressed.
was cool.
Although
What's wrong with Mech Assault?
ironically, I can't remember what PC or what computer I actually used to play that on. But I played MechWarrior 2.
I played MechWarrior on my
It was probably on my
HP Pavilion.
I think it was probably on my
Look,
parents'
he just got
PC.
out of his Titan.
Y'all,
5 minutes to Titanfall.
y'all,
Uh,
y'all
I don't
should have
know.
played
This thing is
Shattered
not,
Steel.
It's good that this thing is free. I don't know if it's going to get people excited for the new Metroid Prime game, which is, I guess,
Stop
what.
saying that. That's
But
not-
that's what it is. It is specifically branded Metroid Prime Federation Force. That's
The only thing that looks like Metroid Prime in this is that when you go into first person, like when you get inside the mech, like the gun looks like Metroid Prime.
I'm pretty sure you don't even turn into a ball in this game. Like, what the fuck?
my God.
How is that Metroid?
Well, if you turned into a ball, everyone would start shooting you.
What
into
if the
goal.
watermelon ball in the middle is actually Samus?
A
and you're
person.
just
Yeah.
shooting her around.
No,
No,
yeah.
no, there's cheerleaders on the sidelines dressed up as Santa.
Samus
up,
is not
that's
in the
awesome.
ball. The fucking the hearts and minds of the fans of the franchise are in that ball,
You just
and you're all shooting it to death.
You just scored on your own goal, Brad.
I mean, let's be honest here. Don't sit here and tell me this is not this is wearing its Rocket League inspiration on its sleeve. This is like, oh, that Rocket League game is pretty popular. And we're
Sure, but like
we're already bastardizing the.
you
the
understand
Metroid Prime.
they announced this blast ball game. I mean, the first thing they ever showed off about this game was the blast ball. It was out, you know. I mean, they did that like well before Rocket League. I mean, it was.
Wait, are you
when
telling
did
me this
Rocket
game
League
has
come
been
out?
in
Are you
development for a
saying-
long time?
That Rocket League stole their idea from Metroid Prime
No,
Federation?
no, especially because Rocket League stole their own idea from the other game that they made. What I'm saying is the popularity. This game was in development before Rocket League became
As
this
big as
huge
it-
development. You know, I mean, this huge phenomenon. In fact, I would say they announced this game and showed off this mode around the same time like Rocket League was kind of coming out and blowing up. So it's not like they made this after Rocket League was big. It was just
I'll tell you this.
a coincidence.
It looks like it's easier to maneuver the ball into the goal than Rocket League because
Yeah.
I mean you are in first person mode. You're shooting it instead of trying to pull off like crazy maneuvers with your car to like.
I mean, the controls aren't terrible. You know, I mean, it wouldn't be the first shitty. I mean,
That sounds like a box quote if I've ever heard one.
well, I mean, I would have even settled for another Metroid Prime Hunters, but that's not. You know what? No, I wouldn't.
You
Fuck
wouldn't
that
have
game
settled,
too.
no.
Fuck that game too. That's what this is. This is a sequel to Metroid Prime Hunters. They should have called it Metroid Prime Hunters 2. You know, co-op edition, kill yourself edition, whatever. Fuck it. Let's move on.
I tell you what, I think this mode would be pretty fucking cool if they came out with if it was part of like Splatoon 2.
You know, this mode would be cool if this was like a side mode in a proper Metroid Prime game. How's that? How is that?
Brad.
Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, well let's move on. This is that was Metroid Prime Blast Ball, right?
Yeah, Blast Ball.
Blast Ball.
Great name.
I remember when they announced this game and they were like it was a secret that it was actually Metroid Prime, and then they finally revealed it's actually Metroid Prime. Like that was some sort of thing worth surprising people with.
Well, I mean, if it was going to be like just a small aspect of a much larger single player Metroid experience, then yes, that's okay. But this is a multiplayer only title. So
Yeah.
All right. So, it seems to me like the only other major game we want to talk about this evening is Quadrilateral what?
No, I'm just kidding.
Quadrilateral Cowboy, which is a game that snuck up on us because we played this 3
didn't
years
stick up-
ago
Oh yeah.
at PAX Prime, and then we forgot about it for a while. In fact, I thought it was already out, to be honest, and turns out it wasn't, and it's out now. And Crispy and Brad have been playing it.
Yes.
Yeah, and I will say that I know nothing about the. I knew nothing about this game. I didn't.
Oh really?
You guys
you
were
never played it before?
No, all
You
I've
didn't even hear
ever
us talk about it?
all I've ever heard about this game is you guys going, oh, remember that game Quadrilateral Cowboy? That's really good. Anyway, like that's all I've ever heard about this game.
Well, were we wrong?
It's some title that you guys threw around and were really excited about.
Were we wrong?
No, you weren't. Like this game is fucking crazy. I had no idea what to expect when I booted it up.
Dude, it looks
And
different.
It like the gameplay is awesome. It's just such a really cool idea, really inventive. But then the presentation of it is so stylish.
So
and
when we first saw
so
it-
fucking slick. Like
It makes me think of Jazz Punk in a way.
yeah, kind of. I mean, but like a little less overtly
Insane.
goofy. I mean, this is kind of a goofy game, but like less overtly goofy and a little more like kind of like fucking I don't know, like almost like it's like playing a fucked up indie game version of like a Tarantino movie or something. Like
Well,
it's-
have you ever played 30 Flights of Loving?
no.
So 30 Flights of Loving, which was sort of a successor to Gravity Bone. Gravity Bone, 30 Flights of Loving, and now this all have a similar style to it. Mm-hmm. But Gravity Bone and 30 Flights of Loving were purely narrative games. They
Yeah.
didn't really have like gameplay to them.
Yeah.
And that's where you saw them kind of experimenting with like cuts and stuff that you don't typically see in video games. Like you'll see someone like in this game in like a story sequence kind of maybe like open a door, but then or like find an item, but then they're already back at their base. Like there's
Right.
like movie cuts,
Yeah, it's like
which you just don't see in video games.
Yeah.
So when you say Tarantino-esque, like not only are you right, but like 30 Flights of Loving is straight up like a Tarantino short.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean
like-
the intro like mission quote unquote to this game where you're using hover bikes to hijack or to board a train and you're stealing like a briefcase from the train and escaping, and the whole train is basically just set up to teach you the basic controls of the game. But like the whole time you're like doing this really cool like 80s hacker heist thing. They're playing what is it? Claire de Lune or whatever, like some classical song. Like he's listening.
It's actually
like,
the song from the trailers to in the game to Evil Within. Well, it's the same
That's
song.
Claire de Lune,
yeah, Claire de Lune.
Okay.
It's they play it at the end of Ocean's 11 and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. Like he's got a little like Walkman that plays vinyls and he puts on headphones and they
It's
just
kind
start
of
playing Claire
called a
de Lune.
Vinyl Man.
Yeah, vinyl. Oh my god! Like there's so many just really cool ideas, and the style of it's so great. How you get the fucking chip, you get back on your bike, and then they cut back to base, and the whole like intro of the game is you there opening the briefcase. It's got like this processor in it, and then you're putting together the machine that you use to do all your jobs. Like the
all your
little like
hacking.
virtual reality thing is like you assembling that machine, and it's just fucking slick.
Last time I
as
played
hell.
this game, it didn't really have like it was very early. It was kind of like you remember Spy Party before it had its art
Yeah.
style. It was very much like that. It was just a bunch of like colored blocks and walls that you move around. There wasn't really much of texture or anything like that. And so all I was really like basing like back when I originally we were originally praising this game and talking about it, like it was mostly based purely on like the conceit of its core mechanic,
Which we
haven't really talked
which is
about.
the hacking, which I'm kind of
Oh my god!
I'm pleasantly surprised because y'all
so good.
we've talked about it this long and we haven't even really started talking about the mechanic. Which
I think
is
it's because
cool.
the narrative aspects are pretty like captivating. But you're right. I mean, I guess the big hook of the game is
you learn you hack, but
Yeah.
you learn like a hacking.
Yeah.
You learn the art of hacking. You essentially like learn a language kind of while you're playing the game, and it teaches you things gradually, right?
Yeah, it's like these missions kind of vary in complexity. So like at first you just have to worry about opening doors, and then you have to worry about opening doors, but like
Timing and
like
stuff.
yeah, timing them so that they don't stay open too long and set off an alarm. And then like in this level, this is the first time where you actually have to program a sequence of events and then execute it and follow the events to avoid to avoid cameras and alarms and stuff like that. So like you just saw there where Brad had programmed in a command to turn off the camera, but it can only be off for 3 seconds, and then wait like 10 seconds, and then turn the camera off again for another 3 seconds, so that he could walk into the room without the camera seeing him, grab the item, and then walk back out without the camera seeing him. And then there's
because there's little areas where you can't actually bring your little console. with you.
those,
It's very
yellow force
very
fields.
Portal-esque. You know,
can't bring your deck in. Like, they call it a deck.
It's just really cool, especially for anyone who's had experience like in real life, like learning any kind of programming or coding language. Like I was just like, when I was originally playing, I was just like, this is actually kind of how you learn this stuff in real life.
Well, I mean,
Like,
this
teaches you
is
the
like
basics,
classic command prompt stuff. I mean, it's
but it gets more complicated.
yeah.
And like, just even when I played it before, and I only played it like 20 minutes maybe, and like the amount of stuff that I learned in that 20 minutes was pretty impressive. Just how it went from like super basic, like this is how you open a door, and then it's like, okay, I open that door, and you go through, and then it teaches you like, okay, open a door, and then it teaches you this, and then you go into another room, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, now open the door and do this, and I'm like, oh,
There's like stuff you can do in the game too that like so far I found one or two things where the game doesn't tell you can do that, but it's an actual command you can put in. Like somebody
you
had
have to start
tweeted,
thinking kind of like you're programming,
right?
Like,
Someone had tweeted in something where they're like, okay, if you're in the later parts of the game and you're doing a lot of sequences, like coded sequences that you aren't controlling while they're going, so you're waiting for timers to go off. It's like, okay, I know there's a 10-second timer here, and then at the end of that timer, this camera will shut off and I can walk past it. You can actually program in beeps so that you can follow the timer without having to like count it out in your head.
That's
so when you
cool.
hear the beep, you know it's like
but it
2
wouldn't
seconds.
just tell you to do that. It's like,
Right, it wouldn't just tell you to do that, but like some guy was like, "Hey, you can add this into your line of code
And
to
it
make
is
it easier."
it is like the same beep that your old computer hardware would do,
Yeah.
like an actual beep. You know,
Yeah.
like that was how we would, like when I was playing my mug, we're trying to get someone's attention, we'd be beeping them so their computer would physically be making a noise. You know, not their speakers, but their computer
Right.
would make a noise.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So have y'all finished it or? y'all-
No. I
No, this is-
I
I'm
played the
trying to-
first
seems pretty
sequence of
meaty.
missions.
thought
Started on the second.
I thought I heard this was short.
Yeah, I mean, I understand how it's not long, but it is getting
Oh, that's
more
the whole
complex.
list right there.
Huh?
That was the whole list of missions right there.
Yeah. They're getting more complex and
I'm very much looking forward to playing this because I've been waiting.
This is actually the mission I'm on right here. The finger line.
So one of the
funicular.
cool things about this game it isn't just the coding; it's that you have all these cool like retro gadgets and stuff, and the way you control stuff, interact with it. And you'll see something here in a second where you have this thing called a Weevil, and I don't know,
Of course.
which is a little robot that you control remotely, but through your command line. So you have a little monitor that you place down next to your console. So you're coding and staring at that, and it's the vision of the little robot that you're controlling. And you're like, go 30, and he like walks 30 steps forward, or you're like turn 360, just so you can like scan the room with your little robot, and you're all looking at your little command prompt. But then out the
it's-
corner of your eye, you see it like walking around.
And it's kind of cool too because
Watch,
like
I do it here.
that monitor is just another item in your inventory, and you have to actually physically place it in an area where you can see it from your command deck, and then you have to activate the like you have to place the Weevil, you have to turn it online, you have to run a command for it to link up wirelessly to the monitor, and then feed the monitor feed to one of the two screens on the monitor.
I'm about to do it
it's
here.
really cool. Like
Can you eventually upgrade your Weevil?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I mean,
No,
maybe
probably
for the mission. So I'm on a mission now, or I'm doing missions now where I have a like a suitcase gun, like a briefcase
Like from
gun.
Perfect Dark?
Yeah, well,
it's like a briefcase you set down, and then you can use the
and
computer.
you
to,
go
like,
into your command
control a
prompt
gun
and you
that
go
comes
like
out of it.
deploy, and then you're giving it like coordinates for like aiming and stuff. And I had to do a puzzle where I had to like shoot like two switches in quick succession. So I had to like find the coordinates, and so the gun can go choo, choo, and like take both shots so I can get through a door. And it was just really cool because just like this, you connect to it, and you can kind of see through the scope of the weapon. And you know, like the puzzles are getting really clever and really tricky, and you kind of got to think outside the box. Like there was one where I had to, shoot a switch with my remote gun at the same time I pressed the button, because there was two switches that I had to press in succession. So I had to time my weapon in such a way where I had to enter the command, do like a wait, and then shoot. It's then run over to the button so I could press it at the same time. So I programmed in a beep. So like it would beep right before it took the shot. So I'd be like, wait, 5, beep, and then fire. So then right when it beeped, that's when I would hit the button and we'd hit it in succession. But I had to grab my console and run through the door. And, I didn't have enough time to grab the gun. So what you're supposed to do is position the gun in such a way to where it could take the shot to get you in that room, but then it's positioned in a way to where you can still use it remotely from inside the room through the door, and you have to like time the door to open it right before it takes the shot, which is really cool from the inside. But I just grabbed a vase and placed it between the doors that were trying to close, and it just did like an elevator thing, and the door stayed open. I was able to jump out there using physics just to grab my gun.
So in some cases, you can kind of bypass the hacking if you think outside the box.
Yeah,
and use
yeah,
that's cool.
And I don't even know if they were intending that, but it's cool because it worked out that way just because of physics. Which, physics are always fun. Yeah. It's just a really cool game with a really cool style. I implore you that if you're interested in this game and you're going to play this game and you like the presentation and the style and the narrative stylings of this game, Crispy, you especially, download 30 Flights of Loving, which comes with an updated version of Gravity Bone. That's the two Brendan Chung indie things. It would only take like 40... Gravity Bone's like 15 minutes long, and 30 Flights of Loving is about a half hour long. They're purely narrative based, and it's very like if you like the narrative stylings of this shit, like definitely play those. It would be like a great way to kind of warm up before you started playing Quadrilateral Cowboy. And again, it's like $5 for both those games on Steam.
By the way, what a name! That is just
I love that name.
That is just a cool fucking name.
I got pissed off because I was like trying to tell somebody the other day like how cool this game is, and they were like, "Oh, what's the name of it?" And I'm like, "Quadrilateral Cowboy," and they're like, "I'm never gonna remember that." And then I was just like, "I am deleting you from my brain." Like,
I'm playing badminton with this character. I have no idea why, but it's just so cool.
Man, I'm probably gonna try this weekend.
It's fascinating. It's genuinely fascinating.
It's really
you start playing this game and it'll feel like you've never played anything like
I mean, it's an interesting environmental puzzle. Like the way that I'm enjoying this game is the same way that I enjoy things like Portal and the Talos Principle.
Just Nick, later on in this game, you may get the option to upgrade your weevils. Don't do it because you always want to choose the lesser of two weevils.
Damn it, Chris Davis.
That is a really bad way to
Chris
do that
Davis,
joke.
have I ever told you you're going to be a great dad?
Oh, yes.
I love that the save mechanic in the game, there's not an option to save in the menu. There's just a machine in your base that you pull a lever and it saves the game.
So weird and quirky.
Really?
Like you had to build your computer at the beginning. This is such a cool
that
stylish
shit,
game.
That shit in the beginning where he's like building a computer really reminded me of Pi. You ever seen that Darren Aronofsky movie? Yeah. That shit, it's so good.
It's just such weird. This mission's cool. This is like a little space station section level where it's.
All right,
y'all got to play this game. It's really fucking
fully
dope.
intend to. This is definitely a game I'm not going to let slip by before the end of the year for sure. So maybe I'll try and get through it or play it this weekend. Let's move on. I don't know. There's probably not a whole lot else impressions wise we want to talk about, unless Chris Davis, you had some secret game you wanted to talk about.
Well, I did
Like
make more
Fru,
progress in Fru.
Okay.
I was going to mention that. I made a terrible decision when it came to that. I decided to. It was back Saturday night. We were going to do a community night, but I wasn't able to set that up in time, so I decided to do some drunken Fru.
Some good old fashioned drunken Fru.
And let me tell you, moving your body into certain positions for several hours in a row and drinking every single time you beat a level, which is about every 30 seconds, it's not good for you.
I think
don't do that.
You know what? I think you missed an opportunity for comedic gold. You could have just taken like a sock and put like a tennis ball on it or something and just like dangled it between your legs while playing that game and not even said anything. Just do it.
The shadow of a penis.
And like everyone loves a good shadow of a penis joke, right?
There were significant suggestions about some things.
Yeah, it's what the people wanted. But are you still enjoying Fru? Or
I do like it. It evidently there actually is a story in the game, and it's very basic. It's almost fairy tale-esque.
Yeah, I mean it looks very.
But the
whimsical.
puzzles just keep getting harder and harder. And the last one that I fucking quit on, I tried for a good 20, 30 minutes to figure out. They just get super fucking complicated.
So actually, one of the developers tweeted at us because we talked about this last week, and they were pretty excited that we were talking about it, which that's cool. But like one thing I didn't realize just watching the footage last week is that not only does your shadow illuminate what you can't see, it also
it can also highlight.
It can also
can't see.
Hide.
Yeah, I can hide.
so it can hide things at the same time. So I'm guessing that's like something.
So
that
if there's a platform in the background or in the foreground, for example, you walk in front of that, it hides it, so you can't jump on it.
Okay.
So you'll be jumping between platforms, and you will have to physically jump yourself in order to get
Like your own personal human body.
Yes, in order to
That's-
not block platforms.
That's interesting. That game looks cool, but again, we'll probably never play it because Connect.
Honestly, I really encourage you to.
That's great, Chris Davis. I would gladly take your suggestion and play it, but I am not going to buy a Connect so I can play free.
I can let you borrow mine.
Maybe I'll take you up on that one day. Are
One
there
day.
any other?
I actually did play something that I completely forgot about until just now.
Uh-oh.
It is kind of hard to talk about because you can't really say much about it. But there was a game, a little indie art project game that got put up on Twitter a couple days ago, on Steam a couple days ago. It's free and it takes like maybe 10 minutes. It's called Moira or Moira.
Carlos played that.
Moira.
Never heard of it.
It's Moirai.
Don't talk about this. I won't play it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what it is because it's all. The whole thing is
It's like Daggerfall.
it's a proof of concept for a particular mechanic, but telling you what that mechanic would be would spoil the whole thing. You should play it. It's creepy, but it's not scary. Like I was getting a little like nervous because it is like a little unsettling. But it's really interesting, and it will really, if you just, I mean, even if you talk to everybody in the game and went inside every room, it would still only take you about 10, 15 minutes to finish everything. It's a really cool little experiment, though. Like, it's a neat idea that I would like to see fleshed out and put into a real game. But again, it's free, takes very little time. Moirai. Yeah, it's on Steam. It's free. Download it. You could probably finish it while we're on break here in a minute.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, it's really cool. You'll see what I'm talking about though.
Play it, finish it, come back and tell us about it in chat.
Spoil the whole thing.
That works too. Anything else? Anybody?
I just want to say I'm still trucking along in Persona.
Cool.
Yeah. Like 55 hours in.
God damn.
I made a little bit more progress in Resident Evil 0. I defeated the Centipede boss.
Cool. I professed my love to Chie.
Is that a Persona person?
That is.
I think so.
That is a Persona person. That's the wrong choice, but that's okay.
It's not the wrong choice. Do you want to know why? Because I finally got my tracksuit.
Well, who is best girl, Nick? Who's best girl?
Yukiko?
Yukiko? Okay.
Well,
The
Yukiko still was trying
The
to...
Yukio challenge?
I don't know what was going on, but Yukiko was all on my dick. Like, after I already started dating Chie,
Sounds
Yukiko was still like...
Sounds like
still like blushing and trying to get me to ask her out.
Sounds like
I said, no, let's just be friends because, I mean, I didn't know what to do.
You're getting married. I mean,
Could I have fucked all of them?
It sounds like it sounds like you were a prime candidate to take on the Yuki challenge.
Well, it sucks because there was one girl that just started hanging around that's not even in my party yet. I didn't even get to know her. But I was at the position... I need to blow my nose. I was at the position where I was forced to make a decision about Chie. So, you could date everyone?
You can date everyone.
You could date everyone?
The chat says you can date them all.
Oh, but I already said no to Yukiko.
wait, what happens on Valentine's Day?
It's going to be a bloodbath, says Toast Points.
Is there a battle?
Wait. Should I have dated all of them?
There's a harem ending.
Well, now you got to go back on 20 hours.
Do they
of
all
progress.
fight? Do they all fight for my love?
All right.
My cock?
Anything else you want to say about Persona? Or are we good?
No, we're good.
I'm on the final mission of Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I didn't get much time to play this week.
Nice.
It's been a very busy week, so I will be finishing that up probably tomorrow.
I've got one more.
Yeah?
I've got one more. I played more Overwatch, and they added the first DLC hero. to Overwatch.
Anna.
Number 22, Anna. She's another support character. She's a sniper support, and she's pretty cool. So basically, she has like a sniper rifle, and if she shoots a friend with it, it heals them. If she shoots an enemy, it hurts them, poisons them. And then she's got a grenade that does the same thing. So she can throw a grenade and it'll heal enemies heal allies hurt enemies. And then she's got
so she's kind of like Kyra in Evolve.
And she's got a sleep dart gun. So she can like shoot people and like make them pass out for a couple seconds. And her ult is what is her? Oh, her ult is like she supercharges somebody and it like raises all their stats. And, I mean, she's pretty cool.
Kind of like the Uber charge in Team Fortress 2.
Yeah.
They haven't patched it, but they're gonna have to do a balance pass on her with the sleeping
They just
dart.
did. They just did.
They did. So
Yeah.
they solved the sleeping dart problem.
Don't talk about that because it's in my 4.
I heard Diva's
Okay.
overpowered now.
Diva got a huge buff. I always liked Diva. I always thought Diva was good. I don't know what everyone was bitching about, but Diva's a fucking beast now. They basically took the biggest thing about her is that she had an ability that was a toggle ability that was called Defense Matrix, and it put up a big shield in front of her. But the thing about it was you would just turn it on and it would run out and then it would go away, right? And when that shield's on, most weapons in the game are negated by it. But now they turned that into her ult fire, so it's on your left trigger, and it's got a resource meter now. So it drains as long as you're holding it, but as soon as you stop holding it, it starts refilling. So if you stagger it, you can keep that thing going forever, basically. You can basically turn it on just long enough to stop a single bullet and then turn it off again, and then it'll be ready to go to use again. They also buffed her guns, so now she does more damage, which was everyone's big complaint to begin with. And they also made it so that her ult, which is her like blowing up her mech, that can't kill her anymore. That used to be a big thing for her where she would jump out of the mech and then she had to find cover before it goes off or else it would kill her. But her ult has kind of become a bit of a joke since launch because everyone's kind of figured it out. So it doesn't really, like, if you get a kill with it now, that's kind of surprising because everyone knows how to, like, avoid it
Doesn't
now.
it blow up sooner now, too?
Yeah, they changed the fuse time on it to, like, 3 seconds. So once you hear it, you're like...
What was it
you don't
before?
It was, like, 5 seconds or something before.
Okay,
it was
yeah.
enough time that everyone could get out of the way. Yeah, she's a little fucking crazy now. I thought she was fine before, but, like, I'm not complaining because fucking Diva is probably my number 1 most played character.
Still a game I'd like to play, but who has the time or
Who
money?
has the time? I'm already at like 33 hours on it.
Crispy found some time. All right. Well, I think that's probably going to do it for impressions this week. Let's go ahead and take a break.
Oh, they didn't buff her primary fire damage. Oh. Okay. They buffed everything else. She's still crazy. Sorry.
We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we got a couple big news topics to discuss a little bit, and then we'll do community viewer questions and all that good stuff, and wrap up with the 4-player minute. If you're listening or watching us live, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few minutes,
Bye.
seconds or something.
See you in a bit.
Anyway, sorry. What are we talking about? This is stupid bullshit. All right.
Dumb shit. Dumb, stupid, grown-up shit.
Stupid grown-up Oh, there's no...
And that's how the phone died.
No, it's okay.
Although I'm proud of you, Crispy. You're
It's
voluntarily
okay.
throwing your phone away during the podcast. It's okay.
Could you like not just swipe it aside with your foot and pick it up and put it on the chair?
There we go. All right. Oh, hold on. Hold on. One thing I want.
By the way, I went to that park next to your house last night at midnight and caught a Hitmonlee. There was like 8 other people there.
What?
Yeah, I swear to God.
What the
I pulled in and there was people walking around. There were cars parked, like, and they were all looking at their phones. And I was just like, I caught my Hitmonlee and I was just like, well, I'm not hanging around here, you fucking nerds.
I got what I came for.
And I left.
Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, fucking nerds. Maybe I'll hit one with my car on the way out.
You're pretty close to your mic.
That's why I'm talking softly.
Was it Huntsville that wants to take all the Pokestops out of town? Is that it?
Yeah, I saw something like
Was it
that. I don't know where it
Kerrville?
was.
That's honestly probably every
But
city.
yeah,
Why
the
are we
city
not recording,
wanted
Nick?
wanted
Because
them
I'm
to
pulling
remove
up
Pokestops.
questions.
All of them. And the gyms, too.
But then Niantic's gonna push through Pokemon centers and then put Pokemon centers in that town and be like, "Whoa, we took all the Pokestops and the gyms out. You didn't say anything about Pokemon centers."
You are seeing some people that look like they don't leave the house much.
Leaving the house.
Yeah, which is good.
It's a good thing, right?
They're being exposed to vitamin D.
Mix them up. Get them back into society. Anyway, can we just
Sorry.
Nicholas?
We're approaching dangerous levels
Nick,
with Pokemon Go.
Can you just okay?
There's going to be social unrest very soon.
I'll just fucking use my phone. This will be easier. All right, ready? All right, we're recording. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Sorry about that longer break. We were talking about stupid adult shit
Yeah.
that we all would rather not be thinking about, but hey. News, guys. News.
News?
News.
We have news?
Noose?
We have a couple news things.
Like noose? Like
No,
kinda
not
feels
news.
like that sometimes.
News. Things happening in the video game industry. News. I briefly wanted to talk about the latest Nintendo NX rumors, which are seemingly getting a lot more
Dire?
serious. Like, starting to get a little more substantiated to the point where it's starting to look fairly likely. And the rumors is that the current rumor is that the NX is actually going to be cartridge-based, which we've actually heard that before. The weirder thing is that it's going to be a cartridge-based handheld that has a docking station for a TV with detachable controllers on the device. What the fuck?
How are they putting Zelda Breath of the Wild on this thing? It's like cartridge based.
Yeah, our cartridges. So I guess I haven't thought about putting.
I had heard. I don't know what the truth of this is, but I'd heard with that cartridge format, they can only get a maximum of like 32 gigs of data on a cartridge.
I thought they said that they were targeting that. Wasn't necessarily the limit.
targeting that.
But I mean, that's a lot.
I mean, is that enough?
Do you really think
For like, is that enough for?
I mean,
for
what's-
a AAA like main
is it
line
enough
home
to like
console?
think about it? If that's really the case, is it realistic to actually expect the Breath of the Wild on the NX to be more like to be technically superior to the Wii U version?
I mean, if it's a handheld, it's I don't think it can be that powerful.
Well,
I mean, is that the thing? Like, is
Well,
this a replacement for the
Yes,
3DS?
that's what
I mean,
That's
this-
what this is.
This is
suggesting.
a replacement for the 3DS. This is a replacement for the Wii.
Yes.
This is just now Nintendo does one thing,
Yes.
and it's NX,
Yes.
It is
and you just use it wherever.
Yes.
We said this about the Wii. I can't remember when we said this, but I was like, what if the next Nintendo console is just called the Nintendo? Like, because the NX is a
It's a Wii U, but the system's hardware is in the pad.
so like, but think about it. Like, if this is going to replace both their current console and their current handheld, that makes that the only device, which makes that
Nice.
the Nintendo. I mean, it makes it
Nice.
nice, but it makes it the Nintendo.
Because now you only have to buy one system to play all the Nintendo games.
Which is
instead of
cool.
two.
Like, but are people, going to be okay with the idea of once again getting a technically inferior console or device, even though it means they can play all those different games in one place
And on the go.
and on the go? Like, personally,
If you look
that
at it like
sounds
a
exciting to
handheld,
me.
If you look at it like a handheld, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, personally, like, I'm kind of hoping that's the case because who realistically wants just another kind of clone of the PS4 and Xbox One that plays
No,
Nintendo
I
games? I mean,
don't.
that like there's something appealing about having a
Nintendo-
powerful Nintendo console as well.
Nintendo
but-
did cool things though when they were actively competing against
Yeah,
Sony
sure,
and Microsoft.
but
I mean, remember there was a time where Metroid Prime was the best looking game in the world.
Yep.
sure.
The GameCube was a really interesting system.
Like,
when you
I
take a
mean-
look at it.
God damn. And I mean, I feel like this whole cartridge format, like everyone in chat seems pretty optimistic about cartridges, and that's cool. That's fine, but like doesn't like there's so maybe Nintendo's really good at data compression. Maybe they can get a lot out of a cartridge, but does that mean that third-party developers are gonna want to fuck with that?
Well,
I mean, aren't they kind of like? Isn't this design choice kind of just saying like, you know what, third party, don't even fucking worry about.
I mean,
this. Like,
well, no, some
But has
we'll
third party
do that.
ever?
I
Not
mean,
since
they
the Super
haven't, but
Nintendo.
there has always been a pretense that their consoles were open to third party development.
Also,
Now it kind of feels like, you know what, this is going to be something you guys don't
Also,
even want to
but
deal
there-
with. Just like, don't worry.
But there have been some third-party publishers coming out and saying.
I mean, I'm sure Ubisoft will
But if you're
crap
going
out
to-
whatever they
Well,
want.
Japanese
Like,
if you're
third-party
going
publishers.
to do a cartridge-based system, then you've got a strong limitation there, because then you've got to figure out how are you going to handle all the other data that's going to be on your system. Are you going to put on
Memory
like
cards.
a micro SD card like
Yeah.
on a 3DS?
That's what you do now. They're bigger
But I
and
mean,
bigger.
on this NX, which is supposed to be this tablet / detachable controller / TV dock thing, I mean, it sounds like it needs a freaking hard drive. And if you're going to port games from the Xbox whatever and the PlayStation whatever to this system, which Nintendo's desperately going to need if they want to compete in any way, shape, or form, how do you get those updates in that DLC to the customer and let them actually be able to run it on their system without running out of space?
Maybe the TV dock has like a built-in hard drive or something.
I mean, it would have to be, but
well, I mean, maybe this is Nintendo finally saying, hey, we don't make home consoles anymore.
I think that is
we
what
are
this
really
is.
good. Yeah, I mean, we're really good at doing handheld, so we're basically just going to do that. We'll make it a little easier for you to enjoy handheld games at home with a TV, but like we're just not doing consoles
here's a
anymore.
question.
You
If you're
understand,
going
like besides,
Like we're the company that made Game Boy, not the company that made Super Nintendo.
the only
Like,
time Nintendo's ever thrived on home hardware is the NES, the Super NES, and the Wii.
and those were all
The other ones were kind of bombs.
the GameCube, really?
Yeah,
if there was an
the
article that was
GameCube
put
was
out,
a bomb.
yeah, there was an article put out a few days ago that talked about
There's
like
a
the
hell of a lot
amount
of
of
people
games that
that-
came out on each system, and the Wii had like 55 Nintendo first-party titles and like 1,200, third-party titles.
third-party.
And the Wii U has 49 first-party Nintendo titles and 119 third-party.
That's a significant drop from the Wii to the Wii U, right?
That's, I mean, the entire
Understand
Wii U
that.
library is 170 games.
Yeah,
Practically, yeah. So what I'm saying is that if they're not going to be going
Like
with
the GameCube was a bomb. but
some
the Wii U
technical
is-
parity on the hard drive space focus,
Fucking atomic bomb.
if
Yeah.
they do that, then they're limiting how many games are going to be able to actually even come over to the fucking system. They're going to have to focus on games that are specifically made for their system.
So this is one thing I didn't mention before, and MGS posted this, but NVIDIA is providing the core technology that's powering
Supposedly a
this
Tegra.
Yeah.
Expected to be the Tegra X2, which should be announced relatively soon.
You probably know more about that than I would. That sounds powerful to me.
I mean, it's all right. It runs it runs the NVIDIA Shield.
But
so,
Brad, what Brad said is probably fairly likely that if this is going to be a combination between a console and a handheld, what they're calling this dock that attaches to your TV probably has built-in hardware, so that when you are playing on the console, you're benefiting from the additional processing power and the additional hardware or hard drives and all that shit. When you take it to go, you're probably taking maybe taking a hit graphically. I don't.
But I mean, even then, you are punishing developers because they've got to build this two-state system for their games.
But here's a question. Just let's stop for a second. Like, what if Nintendo puts out a platform without really and says, hey, forget third party. This is a 100% Nintendo-based platform. Nothing but Nintendo games. But the price point is like
then it
half
better
the
be
cost.
$99. That it has to be $100. Otherwise,
$100. Like,
Yeah.
what if you could buy a $200 Nintendo platform that plays nothing but Nintendo games? But like,
we already do. It's called the Wii U, and it's not that good.
Well, maybe they could do it, but like their
But
rate of
you're-
release would have to be.
But like the
better
people who
than
want
it
to
is.
play 3DS games have to buy a 3DS and buy the games for the 3DS.
Yeah.
If they also want to play console games, they have to buy a Wii U and play the Wii U games. What if they're buying one platform that serves as both for half the cost, and all they can play any Nintendo game that ever comes out, no matter what it is?
That's awesome.
Like that.
That's great.
Sounds fucking exciting.
But it sounds great for people who play a lot of 3DS. It doesn't sound great for people who want a home console. And this is me speaking
But
personally.
like, what
I
if
just
there
don't
wasn't
play.
a di-
I
what
don't
if there
play
wasn't a
mobile.
difference anymore?
If there wasn't a, like
Like what? Like
what I'm saying is, unless it's a console game that I can play on the go, like, and it's console quality, like I don't
But that
think
sounds
I'm gonna
kinda
be
like,
interested.
Well,
That
it's
sounds-
it's gonna play Breath of the Wild, so it has to be
I
decently
mean,
powerful.
that's why I'm still like, is it?
But like
That's what they're saying, but is it? Like-
Well, we
here's-
know for sure that it will.
But here's
Well,
the
I
question.
know, but what does that mean though? Like what at what
But
like
here's-
at what quality is this
But
going
here's,
to be
here's
running?
what I'm saying. Like what if when it comes out, everything that we've just talked about is true,
yeah.
and Breath of the Wild is literally exactly the Wii U version, but playable on the NX as a handheld. Like, there's no difference, technically speaking, between the Wii U version, which would explain why they brought that game alone to E3 and was demonstrating that solely on Wii U hardware. Like if there were, like, because, you know, everyone was thinking, like, well, I'm playing it on the Wii U, but God, it's going to look so much better on the NX. Like, what if it's not? What if what they were playing is representative of both platforms? But the only difference is, if you buy an NX, you have a DS and you have an NX. You can buy all the games and play it on one device, and you can even take it on the go. Like, that's, to me, sounds more exciting than just getting a super pretty, powerful Wii
That sounds
U.
great. That sounds really cool. I guess what I'm just worried about is this being a $500
Yeah. No,
Game Boy.
Sure.
Like-
yeah. Like if this all proves true, and then all of a sudden they come out and it's like, and it's coming out
Plus
spring
these-
for $500, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, you lost me at
a lot of,
$500.
like, there's a lot of concept art floating around, and none of it's really 100% firmly substantiated, but there's a lot of ideas of like concepts, and people are showing these detachable controllers as like basically being Wiimotes. Like,
Well,
is
the thing
that
is,
what it is?
it's a lot
Like,
of
what if that
guesswork.
is the next ecosystem for Nintendo? It's like playing a 3DS, taking it home, putting it in a dock, and now you're playing a Wii. Like, fucking kill me. Like,
You're playing a Wii U. I mean, you're not.
I would want to.
I think the suggestion is that they come off, maybe even snap together, and it's just a controller.
like
I hope
whatever
so.
it is. I hope
I-
the control scheme for this is more of a traditional.
I hope
control
so,
scheme.
but I don't make a habit of betting on Nintendo to make good choices when it comes to controllers.
Nobody does, and that's why
So-
this is so weird. Now, the point, like the truth of the matter is, like, they're still talking about this thing coming out in like March, which means they got to show this shit soon.
Yeah.
What if they
Well,
ju-
no,
what
no.
if-
The rumors are September for them
The-
showing it off.
That would be PAX. What if they use PAX West as the fucking
To be fair,
launching point?
No,
for
it'll
this?
be their own
they
thing. I think.
they announced the Xbox 360 in April, and they launched it in November.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that's true, is it?
fairly certain, yeah, they officially revealed it.
It sounds like a lot of the rhetoric going around Nintendo, especially after E3, is that the only reason it wasn't at E3 is because they didn't want Microsoft and Sony catching wind of what they were doing. So, like, it sounds to me like they could have shown it at E3 if they really wanted to, but they didn't. Which means that, you know, March seems like it's definitely a possibility. So,
I just think they would be really fucking killing themselves if they can't attract third parties. If they can't get the Madden
not-
crowd,
But, like,
if they
I've
can't
heard-
get FIFA,
Oh, no.
if they can't get
no,
EA,
no,
Activision,
no.
Ubisoft,
They've never been able to
developers.
get them.
And that's one of the main reasons why their systems don't sell well anymore. It's
Well-
because their friends are playing those fun games on
Well,
these
don't
other
say they don't
consoles.
sell, because the GBA, the DS, the 3DS even, and the Wii sold just fine without having a
talking-
lot of third-party
no,
support.
But
I'm
thi-
talking about home consoles. I'm
So
not
the
talking about
Wii.
handhelds.
no, but think
what
think about
third-party
this.
games were you playing on your Wii?
Think about this.
Not many.
Nintendo just recently announced a sharp decrease in profits, and they haven't been showing a lot of new titles or games or anything like that. Like, what if this is kind of pie in the sky, but I'm just putting this out there. Like just think about it. If they announce this new NX console, it's everything we just talked about. It's a handheld, it's a console. It can play Wii U quality games on the go. But like they announced this thing, and they're like, by the way, we're starting to refocus our efforts on first party Nintendo development of like IP and Nintendo products that everybody loves. Like suddenly we have a new Zelda game. What if they have a new Mario game coming out in this thing? They have fucking a new Metroid Prime.
They're all on one system now.
If you announce those three things, like people would be like, take my fucking money.
Plus, you're underestimating Japanese publishers. You're thinking, well, the new Assassin's Creed's not going to be on it, but there's also...
Fuck you, Brad.
But no,
No, I'm saying Japanese like you look at the Nintendo DS, right? Great system, one of the greatest, one of the best-selling
it was
systems ever.
Japanese publisher.
There was tons of third-party support, but you weren't playing Western-developed games. You were playing
You weren't even
Japanese-developed
playing,
games.
Come on, Brad. It's not like we were playing like fucking Metal Gear Solid on a Nintendo console. Like it's not like we've been
except for that
playing.
one time.
Yeah.
Well, they did the remake of
Yeah.
Snake Eater for the 3DS.
But
They
that was
also
a
did Ghost
Western-developed
Babel.
game.
which turned out to be not that good.
That game's fine. What do you mean though? Like I'm saying, like third-party
I mean, like-
Japanese support, like Monster Hunter, like is the reason that the 3DS stomped all over the Vita.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and that's Capcom.
No, you're
you know,
right.
And that's cartridge.
and like some of the best
Cartridge-based.
Castlevanias ever run handhelds, and that's third party. You know, they've always gotten decent third party support.
And like, but when you think about it too, like there's two major competitors out in the market right now with PS4 and Xbox One. Like, do we need to play a lot of that third party stuff on a
No,
Nintendo?
I mean some of that stuff is some of the best shit on those handhelds. You know, it's just the handhelds that have always gotten that. While the consoles maybe not as much, but since this
Yeah,
is
Twin Snakes on GameCube two
One-
home consoles ago.
one,
And that was a remake. Like, I mean, come on. I'm just saying, like,
I mean,
sure. Like Japanese developers will make stuff for the Wii, but like they're not putting the best stuff that they're making on Nintendo consoles.
What was the
I
last?
think I'm thinking more of handhelds.
What was the
but-
last third-party Wii U game you were excited for?
Bayonetta
Bayonetta.
2.
Wonderful 101?
Basically anything Platinum.
The last one I was excited about. I mean, Tokyo Mirage Sessions just came out. I mean, it's few and far between.
It's very few
like
and
like
far
you also got to understand that the Wii U is like a colossal bomb. So sure, that's not getting a ton of
Did you
third party
see what
support. But if you look at the third party support, also on the 3DS, it's nearly all Japanese.
Man,
And you know, and that's an audience of people that like that type of thing. You know,
did anybody
And-
see the
like
the
it's not a system.
the financial loss they reported?
No.
I can't remember what the number was. If anyone can check and find that number real quick, I'd be interested to
There
see
was
it.
like a 12% drop or something because all the investors realized that
That's
Nintendo
different.
doesn't actually own Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So there was a dramatic drop.
It
But I'm
was
not even
There-
talking
well,
about that. I'm
there-
talking about
it was 6
Well,
billion yen.
their stock went up crazy the week
And it
that
went
it
way
came
down.
out,
and that's because they thought Nintendo
Well, there was a
had-
backlash,
Yeah,
yeah.
so like, and then when they found out, like, wait, you're telling me you don't really own that outright?
Let me ask you something. Nintendo is sitting on a pile of money. Like, how come they've never bought the Pokemon Company? Are they just untouchable?
No, they own like a 33% share, don't they?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
why? How come they've never bought them?
Because they've got a deal where all their stuff comes out on their hardware.
Yeah, maybe the
they
Pokemon
don't need to make that money.
I mean, you say that, but Pokemon Go just came out on phones, and Nintendo didn't even develop it.
Also, the franchise.
They just get a share.
I would
based
say
on
that
what they own.
Pokemon is so high a price of a franchise to buy that it's impossible for them to afford it.
Nintendo can afford Pokemon.
Nintendo can
mean,
pretty much buy anything.
That's
in the world.
probably a 100.
Nintendo only exists
Billion
because
yen.
they
You
have
understand?
market
After the shares jumped, after Pokemon Go released, they were higher valued than Sony. Sony,
Yeah.
the entire
That-
Sony.
that
It is
was
a
reactionary.
giant corporation.
That was reactionary, and that went way the fuck down.
I'm just saying, they got money. They could buy Pokemon.
Not to mention, they
Not-
would make that money back.
Well, yeah.
Probably.
If they started milking the fuck out of Pokemon, yeah,
Well,
they
of course
could.
they would. Of course they would.
No, they won't. If they did, we would get a shit ton more Pokemon games, and we would be seeing other developers developing Pokemon games.
We
We've been
do
getting a
have
shit ton of
new
Pokemon.
Pokemon games coming out very soon.
Yeah, we've got Sun or
Sun and Moon.
BDSM Pokemon, whatever.
That's
But
a very
what?
different Pokemon game.
What?
Pokemon S&M.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Pokemon wearing.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm just
Okay.
Okay.
Shall I paint you a picture?
no. Let's not paint pictures because chat might have ideas.
Yeah. Anyways, we've talked a lot about the NX. At this point, I think it's kind of like a moot point to maybe just not bring it up again until the fucking thing is out there.
I'll tell you what.
Well, I mean, like
No, yeah, until we
revealed.
know something. Right, we're kind of just speculating.
like
We
crazy
know
here.
what
We
the
don't-
2 launch titles are for the game.
Pikmin 4
Zelda and Just Dance.
Well, is Zelda
Oh.
actually going to be a launch title?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That has to be.
God help us if it's
Yeah,
not.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I
Zelda.
mean, the game's probably almost done already.
Okay.
Zelda.
You guys
and-
have a lot of faith. You
Let's
guys
not
have
for-
a lot of faith.
let's
I don't
not
know where
forget-
this comes from. but you
Look
have
what
a
that
lot of
Zelda
faith.
game did for the Wii, though. Like
That's
a
exactly
lot
what
of
they
people
did with the
bought it to
GameCube
play
and the
that
Wii.
new
Yeah,
Zelda
sure,
game.
but it wasn't a fucking launch title.
Wait, Twilight Princess was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, well, I was thinking.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking.
Skyward Sword.
Like this point.
Like they pushed a Zelda game back so it could launch on their new system. I mean, that's what they're doing with this
I don't
one.
know.
It was
Not to
originally going to be a
mention-
Wii.
Not to mention, they've said they've had Pikmin 4 done for like, or close to done. They
Or
said, like,
close to
it's
done.
almost done. They said it like 9 months ago.
Yeah, but the,
It's like Pikmin 4 is also probably coming out on the NX at this point as well. And you know
Okay.
that's not Zelda, but you know Pikmin's pretty popular.
okay. You're right. This is it. This is the revolution.
Well,
I don't know.
Hey, I'll
like-
be happy just to buy one Nintendo thing.
okay.
I just
There won't be an Advance Wars on it though.
Well,
I'll just be glad if there's a fucking
there's not going to be an
library.
Advance Wars on anything, apparently.
well here's
Doesn't
like
sell in Japan.
honestly the one thing we haven't really mentioned though, and this is like buying one Nintendo console is great, but I think the success of this thing really is just going to depend on like I have a hard time envisioning in my head a design for this thing that is quality. Like, but then again, like I didn't like I scoffed at the fucking DS the first time I heard about it, and the 3DS the first time I heard about it. So like of course they can do some innovative shit that
Also-
really surprises me.
Also, if they don't unify the Virtual Console for all systems with the launch of the NX, they can fly the fuck off.
one system.
Like the idea here is that it will be the only product you need
Yeah.
to play any and all Nintendo products.
You're probably
I'm
still going
saying
to have to buy all those games
if I
again.
bought Super Mario Brothers 3 on the 3DS, I better be able to play it on the fucking NX.
No. You don't have an account. There's no account. It's tied to the system, right?
I mean,
Fucking ridiculous.
it is fucking ridiculous.
ridiculous.
But like that would be something they would have to change with the launch of the new system.
But they are planning.
So they're going
They're
forward.
planning to do that with the Nintendo. I forget what they call it. The Nintendo Online thing. People are already signing up for that. You can already sign up for that.
All right, let's move on. Did anyone have detail? Because the other news topic, I don't have the details in front of me right now. The other news topic we wanted to bring up.
I was gonna use my phone, but
Oh, you want me to get it?
I'll have to look it up. But I will if you want me to.
Sure.
Let's talk about it. Why don't you go ahead and talk? I'll look up.
Well, okay, so No Man's Sky, you know, that game we're giving away in August. It's coming out. When does that game come out? Like August 9th or?
August 9th on PS4 and then 3 days later on PC.
It's coming up. That is coming up.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. So it's been obviously it's funny because like we're still so close to the launch of that game, and still it still is the most confusing product I think I've ever been excited for. 'Cause,
What?
by the way, I am very excited for it. No Man's Sky.
Oh.
Just because the general flow of that, like what
I
are you
get
doing? in the game?
confused because I don't think you've ever played that type of game before.
I haven't. That'll be a first for me, genre-wise. That'll be a first for me, in a lot of ways. But anyways, there's been some,
Okay.
it was originally it was delayed a little bit. There's been a lot of stuff going around, but like the most recent news being that. So the thing, the conceit of No Man's Sky has always been that the whole universe is procedurally generated, and there's a how many fucking
4 quadrillion, I think.
like potential planets you can land on, and all this shit. And the question has always been like, how the fuck does that work? And apparently, so it's built. The universe is built and constructed using this quote unquote world building algorithm, which has apparently put them a little bit. Which is an algorithm that was developed outside of the development team. It's something they
It was designed by a Dutch scientist, and the idea was that it could, with very low impact on computer performance, specifically CPU, it could calculate and generate any number of things, environments,
Yeah.
things like
It's
that.
obviously not designed for this kind
It's
of thing, but
the super formula.
super
It
formula.
was invented by a University of Antwerp professor Johann Gillis.
Sebastian Joust.
Gillis. He developed it back in the early 2000s, patented it in the European Union in 2002, and in the US in 2009. And the whole point of the formula is that it's a cheap, low resource method for generating landscapes.
Now, the catch with those patents is that you can't patent a formula, technically.
No,
it's impossible.
And
but
the
you
formula they
can-
use in the game is not the one-for-one
and-
formula.
Well, that's what Sean from Hello Games is saying. We don't know that for certain. But the thing is, you can't patent a formula, but you can patent the formula's applications towards things.
Yes.
And the firm that the scientist is
well, the
CEO, CFO for?
of ours,
The Dutch firm?
Yeah.
They have one of the patents set for computer applications, and that may fall in the purview of games.
Gotcha.
So,
Well, its patent doesn't specify game design, but it covers graphics programs and like CAD software, finite
pretty close
element
to
analysis programs, wave generation programs, or other software. Sean Murray did tweet after the fact saying, "No Man's Sky doesn't actually use the super formula thing or infringe a patent. This is a non-story. Everybody chill." So he
Well,
seems.
of course, that's what he's gonna say.
but the
Sure.
the Dutch firm is saying they are going to try to work or try to get in touch with Hello Games after the game is launched. So
It's like it's a potential copyright issue that does not seem like it's going to have any impact at all on the release of the game. Which, of course, when anything like this pops up, that's the first thing that pops into people's heads is, oh my god, what is this going to do to the release? In this case, nothing. The game still comes out on the 9th, which is very soon.
the only time it's going to start to matter is 6 months after the game launches and the Dutch firm comes for money.
Yeah. If it ends up being super, super successful.
Yeah.
Which
No,
it
it'll
might-
be successful. I mean, it's being pushed by Sony. It's got that wide appeal to it.
In all fairness, the people from Genicap seem to be pretty
cool about it.
amicable about the whole thing.
They do.
The guy who invented the formula said that he was really impressed and is really proud of it.
So it doesn't seem to be hostile.
And
So
Sean was saying that he wants to go to lunch with the math.
They're
and talk to him.
saying that they want to get together and talk to them at some point, but it's not like they're trying to get an injunction on the game coming out or anything.
Unlike Sky News, those assholes.
Yeah, that was fucked.
Hopefully hopefully this does end up being a non-story, and it maybe it'll be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
We're just over a week away.
Oh my god.
It's a week from Tuesday.
Holy.
So are you getting on PS4 or PC?
I'm getting on PS4 because I got one of the
Maybe we'll run into each other, Crispy.
one of the special editions.
So aren't you worried about your exams still?
There's a story behind that. There's a story behind that we don't need to get into here.
Oh, man. All right.
But I'll tell you later. The other thing too is they announced today that you don't need PlayStation Plus
Yeah, which
Play
is
the
cool.
game. Because it's basically a single player game.
I mean, there is a multiplayer component, and the possibility is technically open to, or there is technically a possibility that you could run into other players, but the chances of that happening are extremely unlikely.
I completely disagree with that. I think the
I'm
community's...
just telling you what they said.
That's what they say.
Don't disagree with me.
They're-
Disagree with them.
They're not thinking about this community that's going to rally around certain, bases and waypoints and make that a social hub.
Well, no, that's not going to exist.
That's not what he's talking about.
That's what he's saying. It's like
there's no PlayStation
everyone
Plus.
will be so far away from all that they couldn't do that anyway. It
People
would be
will find a
impossible.
way.
Well, okay, you say that, but
David,
Do you know how
that
many?
doesn't mean anything.
Do you know how many?
There's no multiplayer in this game. There's no PlayStation Plus. There's no multiplayer. No.
Yeah, and I think I've even read an article before where they said like exactly how that would work. Like hypothetically, if you were in the same place as another player, what would you see? And the answer is you wouldn't see the other person. You wouldn't even necessarily see like minor changes that they make, but any like big changes, like if they do something like they blow a hole in the side of a mountain or some shit like that. Like you would see that stuff, and you would see all the labeling. Like you would see database information that's uploaded.
So because there is no actual one-on-one interaction between players,
right, it's not.
It wouldn't justify the use of a paid
You
service.
you can't even see the ghosts of other players in Dark Souls without having PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
What? That kind of kills some of my enthusiasm for the game. Though.
Well, I mean, there's games out there to give you that multiplayer
for
space.
No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
Dude, No Man's Sky has never
They've
been
pretty
about the
clear.
multiplayer
Yeah, they've been
experience.
pretty clear from the start that
Like,
that
this
was
is
never
a
even going to be a thing
singular-
anyway.
This is a singular person in a journey to get to the center of the universe. Like, that is kind of, like, and honestly, that's kind of the appeal for me, like, looking at it. And, like, I just had, like, this weird awakening this week where I was just like, oh my god, I think I'm actually excited for No Man's Sky. I don't know why. And I think part of it is because I am in love with their
Art design?
like, not just, like, the art design for the game was cool, but, like, their, like, promotional material is fucking gorgeous. And, like, even the box art, I'm just like, oh, that's awesome.
I'm pretty sure the multiplayer kind of begins and ends with affecting other people's worlds. Like the information for these planets is going to be stored on a server somewhere, a server farm somewhere, and
And the planets would all be the same for everybody.
yeah.
Like if you did happen to go to a world that somebody else had been on, it would be the same world that they were on. You
But
just
can
wouldn't. You wouldn't necessarily be able to like be there at the same time and high five them, like you know.
So here's the question, though. Can you play that game without being connected to the internet, period? Like, can you...
Yeah,
Okay.
I would imagine so. Right.
So it all that world generation stuff can be done just by putting a disk in the system and just rolling with it?
Yeah, because all the the calculations resolve on the system hardware, not through an internet connection. Like you're not hooking into their server and they're running the whole algorithm for you. That's why they do the algorithm so that they can fit it all on a console.
Yeah.
Because you don't actually have to have the entire world loaded into the game at once. The
Yeah.
game is kind of resolving different formulas
It just has, like,
as you move through.
It just has a library of assets. And
Right. If
algorithm.
you leave a planet, that planet goes away. It just crumbles back into digits. But if you come back to it, the algorithm rebuilds it, and it rebuilds it the exact same way that it did last time.
That's fucking cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's how it works.
Science.
So, we'll see.
Very excited.
We'll see.
Very excited. Is there any other news we want to bring up? I think those are kind of the two big ones we wanted to talk about this week. Nope.
Yakuza 5 is going to be free next month for PlayStation Plus. That's kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah.
I might actually play that then.
Also, what was the name of that 2D space Assassin's Creed Black Flag game?
2D.
we're excited for?
Dreadnought? Wait.
No, not Dreadnought. Made by the guys who did Torchlight. Was my mind?
Oh, Rebel Galaxy.
Rebel Galaxy. Yeah, that's
That's a
also gonna
free
be-
game.
Yeah.
I feel kind of bad because I paid for that. It's like, damn it. But whatever. It's a cool game.
I mean, Yakuza 5 is a $50 game, so that's a good deal. I mean, that's a
It's
good...
a $50 game that nobody played.
It has its...
It's not worth $50 if nobody pays $50 for it, Brad. I'm just being a dick. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead. Let's
All
move
right.
on.
I think you might really like a Yakuza game.
I'll try it. I've never played one.
All right, let's
He's
go ahead.
got a list.
Let's
I've got a
roll.
list.
Let's roll into community. No one's not here this week, so obviously I'm gonna be leading pretty much straight into questions from our patrons. Of course, you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/4Player. I would like to just give a reminder that we announced the winner of our giveaway at the beginning of the show, whose name escapes me right now.
It was something. Oh.
So I don't have it directly in front of me. It starts with an M.
Rufio?
No, why did I even start saying this when I don't have it in front of me?
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we're giving away a copy of Inside this month, so hopefully he claims his prize in the next 48 hours, because otherwise we're gonna have to draw a new name. But we'll see. And in August we're gonna be giving away a copy of No Man's Sky, which we just talked about.
Mocking Mo.
Mocking Mo, thank
On
you.
the site.
Mocking Mo.
Mo.
So Mocking Mo, if you are out there, if you are listening, if you are hearing these words coming from my mouth, I emailed you. You should get on that and claim your prize.
Well, I thought we were giving away games, not screensavers.
What?
Sorry.
Inside's so good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into patron questions this week. Our first one comes from Chai Tai.
Oh.
Chai Tai.
Chai
Our
Tai.
good friend Chai Tai.
Hashtag rig.
Tai.
God damn it, Chai Tai.
He says, you all get a skill tree. Only the person to your left gets to decide what your skill focus
Oh,
is,
shit.
along with its pro and con. Chris Davis' skill tree buffs viewers of his videos and increases hype and exposure, but it also increases Chris Davis' ego stat. That's Chai. That's all Chai. That's not me.
Thanks, Chai.
By the way, I am terrible. But actually, Chai just did mine for me because Chris Davis is sitting to my left. So I don't have to answer this one. But this is a good question for Brad because Brad's the skill tree expert. Brad and Crispy.
I'm supposed to do my own skill tree?
No,
or-
you're supposed to. Person to your left. That's me. What's my skill tree?
No, the person to the left does the skill tree for them.
Oh, fuck. I misread this. I'm going to change the rules. You have to do it for the person to your left.
Nick, your skill tree?
Yes. What's my focus?
Your focus in your skill tree for like life?
Sweet,
Like for like a
sweet butt
game,
loving.
like an imaginary character in a game?
Sure.
Would be you'd have your born skill tree.
Is that a skill tree?
Yeah.
You have
No, I guess
a
not.
set of particular skills.
For set particular born skills.
You know,
Skills
that'd
that
Be like
make you
utilizing
people-
items in the
people like
environment to.
You're
complete
really
your
be- You know
task.
what? If that was an actual game, that would be kind of cool.
Then
You're
you
really
have-
good at driving small European cars up and down staircases.
Then you have your bond skill tree. You're used to, for sleeping with women and whatnot, and trying to woo the opposite sex into bed so you can complete your spy task. And then you have the Bauer skill tree, which you don't put any points into because you never watched 24.
Actually, I feel like
Born,
I watched.
Bauer, and Bond, and you fucked up one of the B's.
I feel like I watched like so much of 24, and then I realized I was only like 2/3 of the way through the first season, and I was like, "Are you telling me there's like 12 seasons of this? Because every season is what 24 episodes?
One for every hour
Yeah.
of the day.
What the fuck? That's so many episodes. I was like,
a lot to
I
have
was
in
like,
there.
That's kind of average.
You didn't even see the
actually.
finale
For
for
12
the
well,
first season.
no,
That's
man.
like one of the most famous.
I think part of it too is because I was already a big fan of Bourne and Bond, and I was like this. And the first 24 season was when, like the late 90s, maybe mid 90s. I don't know.
Can I
was a
spoil?
long
Can I
time ago.
spoil the end of the first season of
No, because I
24?
may still go back and watch it.
You're not gonna watch.
I mean, I
it.
got almost to the end of the first season.
That last shot is so dark and depressing.
Well, now I want to watch it.
Season 2 is better. The odd numbered seasons tend to be better.
Okay.
You just
I mean, the evens. Sorry, evens.
That's a show I've always wanted to get into. It's just,
I really like season.
I have a specific style I'm into. I'm really into Bourne, which is why I really got into Daniel Craig's Bond. And then I started watching 24, and I was like, well, this is certainly different. But it was like the first few seasons were like back from the 90s, and I was like, I kind of wish I could just skip to the like newer stuff because it's probably a little more well
the
produced.
first season
Well,
of 24
you could-
wasn't the 90s.
I don't know. I never.
You could just start following 24 Legacy.
The fuck is that?
That's the new one with that new actor, right?
Oh, it's entirely new cast,
New cast. Yeah.
Oh, God.
but it's going to be made in a similar style.
But apparently he's producer on it.
Who?
Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland's going to be in an ABC show coming out this fall called Designated Survivor,
Anyways,
in which he becomes the president
Oh,
after
yeah.
a terrorist attack.
I saw that.
Let's move on to the next question.
Well, yeah, they haven't answered. Do y'all want to answer the question?
Sure.
oh yeah,
skill
skill trees.
trees.
What's
Skill
my
trees.
skill tree?
Brad, one of your skill trees will be lady character because you like to play women in
Hell
games.
yeah.
So what are
have,
what are the skills on that skill tree?
stuff like cooking,
No!
and cleaning,
Oh,
and,
No!
Wow.
and boob
No!
physics. Like you can
Boob physics?
you can decrease the weight of your boobs and then like more floaty, and then learn how to use them in combat.
What about
And then you'd
lesbian
also
appeal?
lesbian appeal, and then you'd also have like an old man skill tree. You'd have like a move that's like get off my lawn, where you like throw out
Careful.
a
Don't move
razor sharp mat
AARP
of
cards?
glass lawns. Yeah, and you can like throw AARP cards at people, and then you can invalidate any argument by being like, well, way back when I played Atari 2600 with my butthole, like games were pure, like.
It was pure when you played it with your butthole?
I don't know why.
I don't
threw
even know how
in
that
there.
works.
I don't know why I threw that in there. You would, old man and lady. Young lady, old man.
Chris Davis, do you care to give this one a shot?
Chris, your main skill tree would be based around exploration and discovering things. And specifically, you would have a percentage buffer or buff that you get every single time one of us suggests a game that you need to play, so that we can live vicariously through.
Fair enough.
Because there's so, yeah.
Well, I mean, come on. The dream is always to re-experience a game that you love.
That moment.
No. Like imagine if you can forget, having ever played a certain game that you love.
Yeah.
Like what game would it be? Like we could just do that through Crispy since he's played like nothing.
Crispy would get the skills on Crispy's. So
Batman. He'd have a Batman skill tree. Like that would be an entire tree. Yes. Batman knowledge. And it would just be for
Batman knowledge, yes, but there would be a debuff towards practical use.
Cowboy Batman.
One of the skills would be like popping into conversations that other people are already having about Batman, just to
Yeah, if there's a conversation about Batman anywhere in the world, I can instantly appear just by going, well, actually.
That's awesome.
You can also suddenly disappear when people turn their heads for half a second.
Yeah, I can Batman.
As soon as they break line of sight, you can disappear. Or turn invisible, or whatever the hell he actually does. Yes. Good question, Chai. Thank you for that question. Our next question this week comes from Prince of the Universe. He says, with the Sonic franchise getting...
we could have mentioned that. I forgot about that.
With the Sonic franchise getting the Mega Man 9 treatment with the reveal of Sonic Mania, it got me wondering. I didn't even know that happened.
Oh, yeah.
What other franchises whose newer games have changed dramatically from their original titles would you like to see return to its roots?
Say it, Brad.
And would you want it to go back graphically? Wait, no, don't say it.
Go ahead, say it.
And would you want it to go back graphically and mechanically, or just one instead of the other? And Brad, you can't say Castlevania because that's obvious.
Oh, does it really say it?
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, I can say Castlevania.
I guess he did only specify Brad can't say it.
Yeah, sure. No, but fuck that. How about
Metroid?
God damn it, Brad.
Warcraft?
Can you bring your
That'd
mic
be
in?
interesting.
Warcraft. Do another RTS Warcraft.
You move around more than
Sorry, I
anybody on this
got a lot of space. I'm
Probably
exploring my
sound
space.
Man,
Warcraft. So you want an
Assassin's
RTS
Creed.
Warcraft game?
Dude, Warcraft 3 was fucking tits.
fucking
Warcraft 3 was awesome.
tits.
You didn't mention Tomb Raider. I'm surprised.
Well, I haven't even really answered the question.
Go ahead, answer the question.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Oh man, that's
You couldn't. People are idiots.
But you really want to say Castlevania, right?
you know what?
No, I mean, whatever. We're getting bloodstained. No one's making anything like old Tomb Raider games. No
Right.
one.
Right.
No one's even making anything close to that. Like it's not.
How
that
about-
game doesn't exist?
How about that
anymore.
new direction they took Advance Wars in, where they just stopped making games?
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and say Final Fantasy.
These new games.
Just because especially the last the 13 games and then 15, they all kind of center around this futuristic, predominantly human casts, and it just it lacks some of that
Fantasy?
whimsy and fantasy and magic that my favorite entries in the franchise, i.e. 9 and 7, it misses. I'm missing some of that. Not that I'm saying 15 is gonna be bad or anything, but I'm
It
definitely
could suck.
But
It could.
I am Setsuna, isn't that what that's for?
But I'm not even saying I want it to go back necessarily graphically. I just want it to thematically. I wouldn't mind getting a Final Fantasy 15 looking game where it's super realistic and super beautiful. But why did all the characters have to be human? Why did all the characters have to be dudes? Why couldn't there be throw a fucking lady in there, throw a fucking
Frog
Red
person.
13 looking motherfucker in there? I don't know. Something
Because everything is dark and self-serious, and everything's got to be cool and badass and dramatic.
But
I laid it
play
out
Final
on
Fantasy 13 and tell me that that's what they were going for, because I don't think they subscribed to that mantra at all. Because that was an entirely
Because it wasn't very cool.
it really wasn't.
No, it's not. That shit's not.
But they brought the whimsy in Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns, which is why I fucking love Lightning Returns.
Bring the
because
motherfucking whimsy.
They brought the fucking whimsy to that game that was completely missing from the original Final Fantasy
That's
13.
probably only been said 3 times in the history of mankind. Bring back the motherfucking whimsy.
Bring back the motherfucking whimsy.
They need to press the reset button on Assassin's Creed. They need to go back to the classic,
Wait, clap.
like just focusing on targets and just learning about them, going in for the kill,
Did you play
and then
Syndicate?
escaping.
Just play Hitman.
Because there was a
bro.
lot of that in Syndicate.
I like Hitman Blood Money. I tolerated Absolution. I look forward to playing the new Hitman. I just want to wait for all the DLC to fucking come out.
Well, you
That's
missed
what
your
I'm
chance to kill Gary Busey. Or did you?
I will
Shucks.
live without it.
Shucks.
I can't wait for the Liam Neeson, target.
Liam Nielsen. Who's
Neeson.
that? I know. I got it, Crispy.
Liam
All right.
Neeson.
Next question comes from
He actually hunts you.
Mikael.
Michelopa.
No, it's Mikael. How old were you when you first used the internet, and which sites do you remember visiting?
Oh my god! I used to go to what was it called? Mondocom. Mondo.com.
Mondo.
It was like you'd go there and it was just like it was just a logo and then it would be music and be like, "Welcome to Mondocom. You can do anything you want at Mondocom."
I feel like this sounds familiar.
That's all
to
it
me.
was. Yeah, look it up.
Was it like porn?
This was like one of the first like joke websites on the internet. It's super old, and all it was just like
That was
this logo with like it's like boop, doop, boop,
That was the
boop,
birth
boop,
of
boop,
Crispy's
boop, boop, boop,
Crispy's unique brand of humor. It's going
Yeah, and
to Mondo.
it's just this voice, this creepy voice that keeps saying stuff like "You can do anything at Mondocom." Like,
Man, I don't remember what the first
you can
website.
do anything.
Zombocom?
Zombocom. That's what it was called.
I don't remember specifically what the first website I went to was. I remember using the internet when I was fairly young because I remember building a shit ton of Dragon Ball Z fan websites using GeoCities and AngelFire.
Oh man.
Oh God! Please give us the
dude,
URLs.
They're fucking gone now.
I had a Star Wars fan site
think.
through
the
Angel Cities.
Wayback Machine. Maybe it's there.
Dude, I don't even remember what they were.
We need to find out.
But like that was when like because I do front end web development now, and I was like I went to college for fucking marketing, and then I graduated, started dating someone who was a web developer, and I was like, wait a second, I did web development way back when I was younger, and I really enjoyed it. Why the fuck didn't I do that? So that was kind of my intro to the internet. If I had to pick like a first website I went to, I don't fucking know what it was. It was probably porn. But what about
Do y'all want to hear Zombocom?
what about new?
Yes. Is it there?
This is ZomboCom. Welcome to ZomboCom.
Welcome.
You can do anything at ZomboCom. Anything at all. The only limit is yourself.
It's just that. It's like a 2-minute thing and then it loops.
Welcome to ZomboCom. This is ZomboCom.
Okay.
4-player Zombocast.
Oh my god. Did anyone ever go to was it
I spent a lot of time.
Newgrounds? Was it?
Yeah. Went to Newgrounds all the time.
I
just to
will
watch-
never ever forget.
You
Always read the label.
Oh. What about what was the
E-bombs.
Or E-bombs. I think.
E-bombs World was cool, but it was shit. What the fuck was that video that blew up way back when, the
Which
Ultimate
one?
Fight
Girls,
of
One
Ultimate
Cup?
Destiny or something? It was that song.
Uh,
Then get off the gray and get off the white and Monty Python and the Holy Grail's Black Knight and I need some Mussolini and the Blue Meanie and Cowboy Curtis and John B. the Genie, RoboCop, the Terminator, Captain Kirk, Darth Vader, Lopan, Superman, every single Power Ranger, Bill S. Preston and Theodore Logan, Spock, The Rock, Doc Ock, and Hulk Hogan. Like, you don't remember that?
I don't remember.
You
Apparently
don't
you
remember
do.
that? Oh, I used to listen to that all the time.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I remember having unlimited
Ultimate
dial-up AOL, which I thought was incredible at the time. And I would stay up until like 3 a.m. just surfing the internet.
Just surfing through the porn, the endless waves of porn.
Not a whole lot of porn because I was like
does anybody
12.
else remember that feeling when you were younger when you looked at porn?
Yes.
Before you were 18, and you would go to the sites and be like, "You must be 18 years old to enter," and you had that like, "Oh my god, is that,
Like, they're gonna know?
Are they
Yeah.
gonna know?
Like, how they gonna know,
I
yeah.
had that same feeling recently when I
What'd you do?
got an email at work from Donald Trump. and I clicked the unsubscribe button.
I don't believe it.
And it took me to his website, and I had that same feeling all over again. Like, someone's going to know that I came here.
I want to watch this.
I feel like I need to take a shower.
I'm on a
now.
list somewhere.
You're the web developer. Just clear the server history.
It's
It was all about it was me personally. I felt like I did something wrong. But yeah, it's funny because like you look back on that feeling and you're just like, that was ridiculous. No one fucking knew or cared.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. All right, next question. Here we go. Next question comes from Thurby. He says, my only exposure to We Happy Few was at this year's E3, and I was truly intrigued with the game. I don't know if that means he went to E3 or if he just saw coverage of it. Furthermore, it went into early access this week, so I decided to buy it. What surprised me in the end with my time with the game was how different the core game is to what I expected. I had imagined a linear experience with many set pieces along the way, but was pushed into a sort of survival-esque experience instead.
Yeah.
My question is if you've ever had this situation happen, and if so, what game? What was it that you expected to be? I had the exact same experience at E3 this year with We Happy Few.
Yeah.
Like literally, I thought I saw that at the Microsoft
Nothing
conference.
about what they showed at the press conference indicates what kind of game it actually
Yeah.
is.
It looked like fucking a new twist on Bioshock.
Yeah.
And I went to the booth. I played it. It was also I shit you not. Probably I spent about half the amount of time I spent in line. I spent about half the time I spent in line in Zelda, in line to play We Happy Few, and there were 2 people in front of me.
Yeah, I know. I heard the story.
But that game is not at all what I was expecting, and I don't know how. And I couldn't fucking figure. I couldn't really.
I mean,
it did not demo well on a show floor. I could not really figure out what the fuck I was supposed to be doing. I felt like every misstep, I was like, "Fuck, the person behind me just."
It's a
hates me.
procedurally generated survival game. Like, it's really hard to demo on a show floor, and it's still in a really early build stage.
One of us should play that.
I'm going to play
on
it.
the feed right
love
now.
I want to.
Yeah.
I'll
Well, I have to test my PC on Saturday. Maybe I'll boot that up a little bit.
Yeah.
buy me a copy of the game out of site funds. I'll play.
How much is the early access
I
version?
think it's
know,
like
probably
$40
not
bucks.
much.
Probably
But
$30.
Are there any other examples of a game that you started?
I can give you.
Brutal Legend was a big one.
We
for
were
people.
talking about that
Yeah.
earlier because for years I had only ever played the demo for Brutal Legend, and the demo is just like the first level or 2 of the game.
Yeah.
So I had no idea about the whole RTS thing that comes up later.
It gives you a great taste of the tone of the game and the humor,
Yeah.
but doesn't give you the actual idea of what the fucking core gameplay is going to be like.
Yeah. And I remember seeing screenshots way after the fact, and someone's like, "Oh yeah, it's Brutal Legend." I'm like, "What? No, I've played Brutal Legend. That's not Brutal Legend."
I've also my first experience with Final Fantasy Tactics. I really didn't understand what that game was going to be when I started playing
And
it.
then it became
There was
your
a-
favorite game.
For me, there was a game that came out several years ago. It's an indie game. It's called Sir, You Are Being Hunted.
Yeah, Mountain
Yeah.
Doom just mentioned that
It's
in
like
reference.
We
to
Happy
it's-
Few.
We
Yeah,
Happy
it kind of
Few.
is, actually. It's a procedurally generated game where you are trapped on this chain of islands in which you are being hunted by
robots.
19th century steampunk robots.
That sounds
in
like We Happy
this-
Few, but with a different coat of paint.
They're like Victorian era huntsman robots.
Yeah. And they'll be robots in balloons, there'll be robot dogs, and you just gotta try and survive, and it's really fucking hard.
what?
And
That's tough.
it was the exact opposite of what I expected.
It's really cool though.
Man, you know what? Maybe I will, because I do have to test out broadcasting a PC game on Saturday. So maybe I will test it with We Happy Few. Now, if my PC crashes, you're still not going to get to watch it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
But maybe I'll do that. Because I would like to give that a shot, especially outside of a convention hall, because, man, that did not demo well on a show floor.
Well, Nolan thinks he fixed your problem. So
We are right now.
Nolan doesn't understand Nick's problem.
No, we are literally
what
just,
you did was the exact opposite of what you actually needed to do.
What? What are you talking about?
You tried to do a full system wipe and restore when all you did was back up Windows 7 and
Are you talking about a
not
long
actually
time
do a
ago?
wipe.
Are you talking about this weekend or a long time ago?
A long time ago.
Oh, yeah. Well, this time
He did the full system wipe this weekend or the other day.
No, he didn't
so-
do a full system wipe. He added a completely separate empty hard drive loaded Windows to that, unplug my other hard drives, and so we can see if it's a hardware issue or a software issue.
Oh, okay.
That's what we're doing. Anyways, our last question of the night comes from Nick the Batman.
Nick the Batman?
He says, do you guys have any tips, tricks, and techniques for the art of podcasting? No.
Be consistent.
Don't get into it. We don't need the competition.
Just kidding. I think Brad's... What is Brad writing?
Don't worry about it.
It's writing his
Brad's comment is super important. Being consistent. Pick a day. Like if you want an audience, pick a day. Stick to that day, because people get used to it.
If you're going to record live.
If you're gonna record live. I mean, even if you're releasing the same day.
Yeah, always try to do that.
That's why I'm like, for the longest time, we were doing it on Tuesday, and I would try and have it out by Thursday. Now we're recording on Thursday, so I'm trying to have it out Saturday morning, that kind of thing. So that's important.
Also, market the shit out of your stuff.
Be amicable.
Distribute it on as many platforms as you can.
Yep, which is something like a lot of these things are things that we know, even though we're not the best at it. So, it's you kind of just gotta feel it out and do it as you go, and kind of everyone's situation is a little bit different. So, it kind of depends on what you have time for, what your content is, what your desired audience is, all this stuff. There are a lot of resources out there you can use.
Also, when you're creating your graphics and things like that, your thumbnails, your headers, and all that, be sure to use a lot of anime boobs, because that grabs people.
Yeah, anime boobs work. Anybody else have any tips, tricks?
For podcasting? Just,
Audio quality is important.
if you find yourself talking about things a lot to people around you that you know, and you feel like maybe you're talking too much about it and maybe they don't want to listen, just do a podcast instead. And there are probably going to be people out there who do want to listen. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's kind of how this started.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of it. Hope that was helpful in some way. Anyway, that's all the questions we have for tonight. If you have a question for us next week, of course.
Oh, I have one more tip. Don't stare at your phone unless it's pertaining to something you're doing on the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's a good one.
Anyways, of course, if you want to leave a question, so these are our patron questions. If you support us on Patreon at patreon.com/4player, please head on over there, leave a question. We'll get to it next week. Nolan typically gets the post up a couple days prior to the episode, so you can get in there and leave a question before the episode. And of course, we record these every Thursday night on 4pp.tv at about 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So as long as you get your question in before then, we'll try and get to it on the show. And you can ask us anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be video game related. We like crazy, wacky questions as well, so send them our way. We'd love to answer them. Anyways, that is it for the night, guys. So let's go ahead and wrap up with a 4-player minute. Brad is going to start us off. Hype, sweat, thank you, fuck you. Go.
Hello, my name is Brad. I'm very hyped for...
Okay.
It's riveting.
This is killing me.
Sorry.
Killing me.
What is my hype? Let's define hype.
What is a hype?
What is a hype? What
A
is?
miserable pile of shames?
I'm hyped for Deus Ex. That comes out soon, right?
The 23rd of August.
I'm pretty psyched. I'm also psyched for No Man's Sky. Believe it or not. I'm touching the mic. Did I?
Yes, you did.
My sweat is Metroid Prime Federation Force, because I am going to play that game. I'm nervous. I don't know why. My thank you goes to Nintendo. They're keeping it fresh. You can't blame them. You really expect them to come out and make a PS4? Is that what y'all want? Is that what y'all want from Nintendo? If Nintendo didn't keep it exciting, what would we have to talk about? We probably just wouldn't buy it. We'd probably just buy a PlayStation instead. Keep it fresh, man. Keep us guessing. Keep us talking about this shit. We don't need another plain old boring console. We don't. Because look at the shitstorm that's going on with fucking PlayStation and Microsoft and what they're trying to do with their slightly upgraded consoles. I mean that's bullshit. You know what Nintendo mixed in there? let's keep them different so we can buy that, and not have to feel shitty. Because look how shitty we felt for getting Xbox Ones, when we have PlayStation 4s. There's no fucking reason, Let's keep it fresh. Why not? Be nice if Microsoft did something unique. And my thank you goes to myself for being so damn cool.
Yeah.
Are you high?
No, I'm sick.
What were you writing?
It's about the same.
Nothing. Has nothing related to you. I swear to God.
Why are you keeping it a secret?
It's not for you.
I don't believe you.
Were you writing?
Who's it for?
Were you writing in your diary?
In a Sharpie.
A little journal.
Anyways,
In full
I couldn't
sentences
find a
with
pen. That's
punctuation?
why.
Crispy.
All right, I am hyped for more Quadrilateral Cowboy, actually, which I'm probably going to play when I go home tonight, and for No Man's Sky, because we are actually in the, it's coming.
Yep.
10 days. Wait, yeah, 10 days.
Yes, it is.
11 days? 10 days now? Fuck, man. I don't know. I thought I would be playing it by now, but I'm not. But soon. Very soon. My sweat goes to, I don't know, life. I don't know. Everything. I don't have a specific sweat this week. I don't know.
Fuck you.
My fuck you for the week I already covered. It's to my homeowners association because fuck them. And my
Didn't you have another fuck you though?
I didn't. Did I?
Let's
Wait,
be
what was
specific?
what was the one you were? Oh, there was something I was gonna say. Oh God, you were about to say it, and then I told you not to.
Yeah, now I forgot.
That's why you just let everyone speak their mind.
Nope. He
No,
was,
Nick,
he would have ruined
no.
it. Go
No,
without me. I'll circle back to it.
All right,
Okay.
Chris Davis.
I have several hypes this week. My first hype goes to the most important movie that's come out this week. It came out in Japan. It's not available in the U.S. yet. They've announced to distribute for Shin.
If anyone ever gives me shit again about being a Jason Bourne fan, just remember that Chris Davis is probably more obsessed with Godzilla than I am with Jason Bourne. I just want
more
everybody to
history
know
to
that and
Godzilla,
remember
though.
it forever, okay?
You've got 5 Bourne films. I've got 30 Godzilla films. So
Is this a dick measuring contest? Should we
Kinda,
measure our
yeah.
dicks?
I mean,
Whip
like,
it out!
Whip 'em out.
Twitch wouldn't like
Whip 'em
that.
out, whip 'em out, whip 'em out. Actually, you know what? My thank you for this week is going to go to the creators of Moira because that was a delightful little surprise.
Let's have.
Moira. It
Okay.
was a delightful little surprise.
Sorry.
That's my thank you for the week.
Another hype I have is for a lot of the news that came out of Comic-Con this past weekend.
There's a lot of stuff.
There's a
There
lot of
was
stuff.
some pretty cool stuff. They showed off the
What
first
is happening
first
with the audio? All right, who is
I don't
touching
know.
their
Let's
microphone?
have a moment of silence
on your
for our
mic.
shitty fucking mixer.
Seriously, it looks like it's going crazy.
Okay, hopefully that fixed it. Hopefully.
Yes, it looks like it's fixed.
Okay,
That was weird. Sorry. I'll have to
don't
edit that out, by the way. So,
I'll try.
Oh, so they didn't hear my thank you?
sorry. Your thank you was for.
My thank you. Well, did you get
Was it
yours?
yours?
I was gonna. I was going for
Were you on-
hypes.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm hyped for a bunch of the news that came out of Comic-Con. We got our first trailer for Wonder Woman, which actually looks really good.
Does look pretty good.
They also showed off the first trailer for the new Kong movie, Skull Island, and it has John Goodman surprisingly in it. So
Tom Hiddleston.
Tom
Brie
Hiddleston,
Larson,
Brie Larson,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson,
I'm
surprisingly
convinced is in just about everything
at this point. Yeah,
at this point.
yeah. So I'm particularly looking forward to it.
Also, that Justice League trailer
Also, yeah, the Justice League
struck a very different.
wasn't even a
and
trailer really. It was
It
just
struck
selection
a
of
very
footage.
welcome tonal difference. What?
I
Yeah.
can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
I need my phone to look up.
Oh. But yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. I remember now. My thank you for the week is not a thank you. It's a ha-ha of the week because I thought it was very funny. Was the Overwatch players found an exploit with the new hero.
Oh, yes.
So the new hero, as I mentioned, Anna, she has a tranquilizer gun that can put people to sleep. If 3 Annas gang up on an enemy player and take turns like putting them to sleep over and over again, after a few rounds of that, like after a few rotations of them doing that, that player will be kicked from the game for being inactive.
Because they can't do anything.
Because their
move.
player stops moving.
Oh my
And like
God.
they can't use any abilities or anything. So if the Annas, if 3 of them, which is, it takes at least 3 to time it right, but if 3 of them keep alternating their trank darts on a enemy player, it'll just remove them. I'm sure they'll fix that, but that's really funny.
That's terrible.
All right. Chris Davis, continue.
Let's see, my 2 hypes. I guess my thank you this week it goes to Nolan for allowing me to be on the podcast, despite the fact that I had nothing to talk about, really. And
stuff.
I'm just going to put out a preemptive fuck you to Nintendo, because I just don't trust them to make a responsible and smart decision
What if they do
with
something
an
responsible
Xbox.
and awesome? You're going to feel like a
Then
real
I
ass.
will be sincerely surprised. But until then,
I hope Nintendo
I don't
wrote you a
trust them.
handwritten letter that says, no, Chris Davis.
I
fuck
look forward
you."
to this letter.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not a hater of Nintendo at all, but like, let's be honest.
but Chris Davis is.
They don't really deserve all the benefit of the doubt that everybody's
I
giving
know.
them.
They don't.
I'm only being half serious.
people are sticking up for this thing because it's Nintendo and they have a lot of nostalgia for Nintendo. I don't think anybody is hearing what's coming out of this and being like, "Oh my god, that's better." Like that's a step forward. It's this weird side, and you know what? Maybe it'll come out and I'll eat my words. And if that happens, I will be the first to admit it. But like, what I'm hearing doesn't sound exciting. And I don't understand why people think it is exciting.
Well, it's because at the end of the day, Nintendo is still one of the best developer of awesome games out there.
I mean,
and no matter how stupid their systems are and can get, the Wii didn't stop Mario Galaxy from being awesome. The Wii U didn't stop. Well, I guess
But with the Wii U, going back to that conversation, it did stop a lot of third-party developers from coming up with cool ideas. We never got a sequel to Zombie U like we should have.
I'm just saying, guys, it's okay to live in a world where you're skeptical of Nintendo.
Sure.
Well, their hardware, sure.
I was only being half serious. I'm not. I wouldn't even. I would not say I'm in a different boat as you.
So yes, now to you. Mr.
To me.
Henderson.
All right. My 4-player minute this week brought to you by Jason Bourne, which is in theaters tomorrow. Fuck it. This is my last
Technically,
week.
it was in theaters.
And was yesterday.
Technically.
Last night.
I mean, I've already seen it, but technically is not out until tomorrow.
Hey, it's going to make a great Netflix and chill movie one day.
So,
Maybe just wait until then.
You drank hardly any of that Mountain Dew.
I'm enjoying it.
my hype,
Is it gross?
God damn it.
Go ahead, go for
My
it.
hype goes to No Man's Sky. I don't know why. I really don't.
You saw one piece of art.
No.
It was
I watched those 4 trailers and
Okay. I need to watch those.
It looks exciting. I don't know. I think part of it is the mystery. I'm just excited to see what that game actually is, and I hope it turns out well. If it doesn't, then oh well. My sweat goes to the NX. A lot of the reasons that we've kind of talked about in this podcast. I have hope that it is. If everything that we said in this podcast proved to be true, I would be super excited. But how often does that happen? Not very often. So I'm going to consider myself worried about it until I hear more. My fuck you of the week goes to Rotten Tomatoes. Because I had told you.
Because they gave Bourne a bad score.
No, it's because
Nick was sending
I
death
told
threats
myself
last night.
that I wasn't going to look at any reviews for watching the movie. Yeah. And I got on Twitter. Maybe my fuck you should go to Twitter. Because I got on Twitter yesterday morning. Wednesday morning. And within minutes, it had already been brought to my attention what was going on with Jason Bourne on Rotten
You knew
Tomatoes.
that was going to happen, though.
Nick,
Yeah,
But
it-
I think my fuck you goes to social media.
Nick,
How's that? Social media.
No, Nick, you know the answer. The fuck you goes to you for caring about things, for having feelings.
That's fair. That's fair.
For allowing yourself to love. Fuck you.
If you hate everyone and everything,
If you
Nothing
just,
can ever disappoint
if you would just become an emotionless husk of a man,
Yeah.
you'd be better off.
Yeah. Yeah.
look at me.
hollow
Look
out
how
and-
relaxed I
Let's
was.
turn it
at.
on.
Y'all are getting confused because you think this "fuck you" has something to do with my feelings about the movie, which it has nothing to do with.
No. I'm saying like the reason that you're upset that somebody that because you wanted to like the movie and you
my
were
fuck
really
you is to social media because it is impossible to go into anything with as a blank slate. It's impossible.
right, but you cared about giving this movie that chance.
Yeah, that is legitimately the experience I wanted to have.
Don't care about things, Nick.
Fuck you.
Don't care about
I
things.
care about things. That's what I am, a caring person. I care about shit. And you know what? Like,
think that's what caring
But
person
the reason
means.
the reason I was initially going with fuck Rotten Tomatoes is because you all know I've been excited for this movie. I'm very excited for this movie. In fact, I'm still excited to see it again just because I want to. I'm into this. I love this fucking franchise. The fucking problem I had was yesterday after this was brought to my attention against my fucking will, and I still knew I had about 48 hours to go before I even saw the movie. It fucking turned into like a fucking obsession. Like refreshing fucking Rotten Tomatoes.
You?
Yes!
Oh my
All
God.
fucking day.
What's wrong with you?
Dude, fucking yesterday I decided I'm not going to do this to myself, and that was torture in its own separate way because I had already been exposed to it.
You just need to
It
distract
was
yourself.
the
properly.
worst, most stressful 48 hours I've ever had when it comes to a film in my life.
Just dive yourself into something else. Just ignore it. Just go focus on something else.
I know. You say it like it's so easy.
It is.
Fuck Rotten Tomatoes, man. Just fucking. I understand the use of it and why it's kind of a cool concept, but man, just it makes it hard.
Maybe
to go,
your
it makes
fuck you goes to your own neuroses, dude. Just
Somehow this is your own fault.
yeah.
Sure. Fuck me. Okay, is that what you want me to hear? Fuck me. My next fuck you of the week goes to me. Fuck me. I'm such an asshole.
Fuck this guy.
Fuck me for having expectations and hope and
Feelings.
just feelings and just fuck me.
That's so gay.
Right?
Well, I mean,
Fuck
at the
me.
end of the day, it didn't affect your
No, I
your
mean,
experience. So
well, I mean, it affected my stress levels leading up to it. But you know,
well, hey,
I just wish I could.
You know what? There's worse things
You know,
in this world.
that
you
was
could-
the
that could
reason
stress
I
you
wanted.
out, I guess.
That was the reason I wanted to go to the fucking movie as early as possible. That's why I bought the tickets for the 2-day advance screening of it. Is because I wanted to get in before fucking reviews hit, before fucking
wanted
Rotten
to be-
Tomatoes
And
got a hold of
spent
it.
$200 in the
I-
process.
You wanted
No,
to
I
be.
spent $100 in the process, which some of you still owe me fucking money for.
I will get you money. You just need to remind me.
I didn't buy $100 worth of tickets. I bought everybody tickets and said,
Hey, now.
"You can come to the movie if you pay me back."
Hey now.
Oh, was that the problem?
Remember.
But I know
that
you don't owe me
certain
money.
arrangements were made.
You don't owe me money. There's a few people that don't owe me money.
I still think Crispy bought us pizza
Nick-
without ever getting reimbursed.
Oh yeah, that was like 2 years ago. There was like $40 worth of pizza floating around. But no, I'm not holding on to that anymore because you guys like the site has paid for enough like airfare and hotel.
You know what?
Sure.
You know what my thank you for the week goes to?
Patrons?
No, my thank you of the week goes to all the people who went or initially agreed to, even if they couldn't make it, to go see the movie with me.
Yeah.
That was me.
I bought 8 tickets, not even having any idea if anyone was actually going to be able to go. I just bought 8 tickets. And then I bought a second round of 8 tickets. And then I got the first one
Just in
refunded.
case. Just in case there was a fire at the first theater.
Oh, man.
We agreed
Movie
under the
theater
assumption that
insurance.
the movie wouldn't be terrible.
Dude,
I'm just kidding. Is that it?
fuck Brad.
No,
Can I
Nick,
say, fuck Brad.
Yeah, sure.
Why isn't
Brad.
that a t-shirt yet?
I don't know.
Why
it
haven't we
really
made
should be.
that?
Hey,
fuck-
I'll wear that
My
t-shirt.
fuck you of the week goes to Brad. And Brad's going to be wear that t-shirt everywhere he goes.
No,
Anyways.
not fuck you, fuck Brad.
Anyways, my
On
invitation.
the back it says,
I'll
please.
still say this. My invitation still
That's very
stands.
little
I hope we can
emo.
record a popcorn cast this weekend because I do have thoughts. I would obviously love to talk about boring because I like to do that every chance I get. So hopefully we can get a popcorn cast recorded. I would still like to record a popcorn cast for Ghostbusters. We had some scheduling issues trying to get that hammered out, but maybe we can still do that too.
Do
Do you
both.
still, do you
haven't
still
seen
have
it.
thoughts on Ghostbusters? You would
I
like
mean,
to?
let's talk about Ghostbusters. Sure, it's Yeah, I don't know.
I guess
I'm not really that passionate about the new movie either way, but like,
I mean, it doesn't have to be passionate.
Yeah.
Imagine if the new movie had men in it, though.
Oh, that would have been so good. It would have been so much better.
What if it was the exact same script,
If it had
but they were
more
just
men.
men?
There was more dicks in jumpsuits.
Yeah, fuck Brad.
But Jason Bourne's really good. I prefer the Scandinavian version, Jason Bjorn. I'm sorry,
If anybody watched the Matt Damon Jimmy Kimmel skit where they go to couples therapy, he introduced a bumper sticker called "Honk if you're Borny."
If you're Borny.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, for a second, I was literally like, "Can I buy that? Can I find that somewhere?"
I can't wait till their exchanges about the Great Wall. 'Cause that's going to be just off the wall, just fucking trippy.
Build a great wall.
What?
You're
movie
excited
looks
for
so-
that? Are you excited?
Oh,
for
that's
that?
in
No,
this-
I'm just shocked by how remarkably weird it looks.
Hello, listeners. This is Brad from 4Player Podcast. We're ending this podcast now, so y'all have a great damn night or day or whenever you're listening to this thing.
We'll see you next week, guys. Goodbye.
Yeah, have a good night.
Realize-